Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
Apparently it's the day of no dead jokes.
Oh, come on. I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Don't be a hero, mate. And I said, I'm not trying to be a hero, but the police are coming. I was chasing him up the street and I'm just like, mate, me mate's mum's had this shop for like 40 odd years. Words can't explain how it is, mate.
Do you feel like a hero?
Oh, not really. It's just something you got to do for the community, mate. It's like you look after your mates and your mates will always look after you.
Ain't that the truth? What's up, everybody? We're back
Mate.
Hello.
Yeah. Grant, I didn't know.
What's
I wasn't sure if we can get that interview from you, but I was able to grab it. No Green Rocks found it. We're glad to be back here for episode 131. And we have Will of the Fans with us tonight. What's going on, brother?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I've been having a good old week of trying to keep up with the latest cringe from Doctor Who, as well as the felting of the entire game industry thanks to Oblivion and Expedition 33, which I finally got to play for about 2 hours yesterday. Had all of about one battle in it and mostly got my ass kicked in that, but I still love the game. I can't get it out of my head. I have to play it more.
I was playing it right up until 9:30.
Right.
Like, that's why I was coming in late, because I found some giant thing and I had to attack it.
I haven't played the 32 prequel, so I haven't got into that one yet.
Right. Very good. But yeah, all good here. Let's get on.
Excellent. I'm going to be off camera for a bit tonight because, well, my camera sucks sometimes and I have a raging headache. So I'm like just kind of moping over here. But I'll do my best. Brahma's going to do his best to keep me going too and keep the show moving.
You just sound like my wife now. Brahma, do it on your own. I've got a headache.
I as well got to play. I played a little bit of Oblivion. I've just played that game so many times that the remaster looks great. It looks awesome. I like that they kind of preserved all the little bugs in it. I think that's a cool little feature.
That's all I've been playing the last week is Oblivion. I'm gonna play Expedition 33, but I want to give Oblivion its time first, and then wait for the hype to die down for Expedition 33 before I play.
That's fair. That's what I was doing with. I was letting the hype die down from Oblivion, and then I was like, I'm going to hop on this game right away because no one was talking about it immediately. And then I started getting into it. I'm like, I want to say 10 hours into it, and holy shit, dude. It is blowing my mind, and I'm so glad that people weren't spoiling shit because there's plenty to spoil. But it is a superb game.
There's like a vibe among gamers. It's almost like a code of honor. When something comes out that everyone loves, you don't even need to ask for no spoilers. People just don't. They respect the art too much, and I like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's been great. My jaw like hit the floor. It was yesterday that I was playing. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm glad I'm playing.
You have a headache.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Right.
But no, it's been awesome. It's been a breath of fresh air that we get like all these great games in a row to play. And we have Doom, the Dark Ages coming up, which is going to be hella fun. I've actually like kind of in my spare time been going back and playing Doom 2016 as a kind of a palate cleanser every now and then too. Just mindless killing fun. So, Brahma, what have you been up to, man? It's good to see you.
Oh, just usual shows and stuff. And I started Expedition 33 today. and I'm on, I guess, the second part of Act 1. I'm in the underwater area, so
You're about a third of the way through Act 1, basically.
okay.
Yeah.
It's been great. I'm sure we'll talk about it more when we're not doing intros, but yeah, everybody should play it. It is that good of a game. It's like Lies of P from last year or 2 years ago. Completely different style of game, but one of those that just came out of left field and is definitely worth getting, especially on Game Pass if you've got it. So
yep. Yeah, I think the comparison to Lies of P is good. Like, it's
kind of the art and the storytelling style. I mean, it's Final Fantasy turn-based, JRPG turn-based. The art style is, some From Software, some Lies of P type stuff. It's just a mix of all the things we've loved over the past 10 years, all thrown into one game. Plus, it's a JRPG, but it's interactive. Kind of like Legend of Dragoon back in the day.
Yeah.
One of the greatest RPGs ever made.
Yeah.
That's it. A lot of people are going, oh, it's Super Mario RPG because you have to push buttons in the middle of the battle. I'm like, Super Mario RPG? That's not even close to the best example of that kind of gameplay. Legend of Dragoon is.
Dragoon is it. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I've been following my Avs this week. We're in the playoffs, but maybe not for long. We've got a game against Dallas tomorrow night that is an elimination game. So I probably won't be on Comic Show. I'll probably be at the game. And then if we get through that, we'll be doing another watch along on Saturday.
Well, I finally
for Game
get invited
7.
back on the show, and then you're not going to be there.
I might be. We'll see. I might sell the tickets because they're probably going to go for a few hundred each. So,
well, there you go.
But we'll see.
Nice, man. Well, Raiken, what have you been up to? I besides playing endless amounts of Oblivion, or is that all you've been doing? It's just that.
I've been playing Oblivion. I also watched Sinners today. Just got done watching that before I came on the show.
Nice.
So I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. But that's been.
You stay until after the credits?
No. Oh, was there an after credits thing?
Was it actually more of the story?
I think. Well, like there was kind of a starting of the credits, and then they played something, and I wasn't sure if there was something going to be at the very, very end of the credits.
From what I've heard,
so no, you saw
the end credits scene is the best scene that they shot for the movie, in most people's opinion.
Huh.
That's an interesting.
I don't think it was the best thing, but it was a good scene. I thought it was interesting.
There's a few people who have outright. I've at least 3 or 4 commentators say that was the best scene in the movie, so don't miss it.
It was definitely I wasn't expecting it, but it was a good scene for sure. But yeah, other than that, getting news on my knee. Looks like I might have torn my ACL, so gonna be dealing with that.
Oh no.
Don't know if it's full tear. Got to go talk to an orthopedic surgeon, have them look at the MRI results. May just be a partial tear.
I'm sitting there bitching about having a cold, and this guy's got a torn ACL.
Right, me too. My head. Oh, my head. Oh.
Yeah, right.
And we made him walk all over Vegas with his torn ACL.
That's why I don't think it's like a full tear. I think it's just like a partial tear, because I was like, if I'm walking around like this, I think it's not that bad.
Right.
But I'll find out.
No doubt.
But yeah, other than that, doing well.
Good, man.
Staying positive.
That's what I've been doing on my shoulder too. It's it's still it's been better than it was in Vegas, but now every time it twinges again, I'm like, oh, this is bad. It's just like it was when I tore my labrum back in 2005.
We're all so damn old.
I know, man. I'm gonna be 40 in a month. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you too, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled my back out when I sneezed sitting at my computer.
Wow. That's bleak, man. I've got 6 weeks till I'm 40, and I'm like, oh no. But I don't feel too bad about it, because I have actually sort of violently shoved my life into where I wanted to be. Like, now I'm a father, I'm married, so I'm feeling a lot better about it than I did a couple of years ago.
That's good. Grant, what have you been up to, man? Were you here? You were here last week, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not much, man. Just been doing the usual grind. Working as much as I possibly can. Waiting to see when they do an actual Morrowind remake, because that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
That would be cool if they do a Morrowind, because I've never got to play it.
Yeah, Morrowind was my favorite one out of all of them, and it's the one that I think I've played the least. So
Yeah,
I think I could go back and play it again.
I think there's going to be a good chance of that because of Microsoft's acquisition. They're like, we need to push out good games, and if this is working, we're going to do that.
It's like, we need to push out good games. We got any good developers? And they're going, no, we're Microsoft. And went, okay, let's just remake some of our old ones.
Let's remaster everything.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that makes money right now.
It's the only way The Last of Us 2 said that they sold 50 million copies because they had, so many different versions of it.
9 releases across 2 games in 10 years, 12 years. Fucking hell. Actually, Morrowind's on Steam. I have got it. I haven't actually started it on Steam, but I played it a long time ago. But there you go. I actually got the entire Elder Scrolls, apart from obviously the first 2, but basically I got 3, 4, and 5 together for like $15 in the Philippines on sale.
The Saga.
Nice.
Pretty much, yeah. So I have it. It's there if I want it.
I never played any of them. I mean, I tried them, never got into it because I would go off on some side thing and then just never make it back to the main mission. And
that's what you're supposed to do.
Lost.
Yeah, that's the point of it, though. That's
lost all interest.
Yeah.
Eventually, you start wondering which one's the main quest again.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Their side quests are so good that you don't really care about the main story.
It's
I don't
like
think it was even a real side quest. I just kind of walked away and then found cave. Did stuff. Never found where I was supposed to go after.
Almighty hero, please save our lad. Yeah, I'll get to it.
Right.
You doing anything next September? I'll be back around then.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's an animal path up the hill over here, so I'm just gonna go this way. See ya.
See if you can treasure or steal some stuff from someone's house. Bye.
Or just sit there and jump and level up your jump ability over and over and over just for the hell of it.
Or you just do what I do and just farm tomatoes and grapes and make potions of fatigue until I'm a millionaire.
That's what I liked about Skyrim is like after a while, it was I did everything but the main quest, and I was even going around and just like looking for a new like cave to go into and like clear it out and like get the loot or something like that. And then the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild, like doing all that stuff. And then because I think I got to a certain point. It was like one of the final missions where you like, I think you have to fight like Parthenax or something like that. I forget. Or you go and talk to him. And
the throat of the world, I think.
Right. Yeah. And then I was so overpowered by the time like I had gotten into like that final quest run that like, I think it wasn't even a challenge anymore because I was so over leveled, but it was fun. Like, cause you're just like looking through all these side quests and you're building your house and you're managing all this other stuff. So,
the problem is if I get bored with a game, I just go like full serial killer mode. I'm like, all right, I've got one life. I'm going to see how many people I can kill on the map.
I do that Red Dead Redemption. I like a game.
Yeah, I know, but I try and put myself in the world of what I would actually do in the game. And most of the time, they don't have video games in video games, so I don't usually play those. But if they do, that's what I usually do. Like, I can't remember what game it was, but there was a game that I was playing just to play the video game that was inside of it.
Slender refuses to play Elden Ring with me because I just kill every NPC that I come across. It's like I already have done the storylines. I don't. Well, you get the shops from the guys if you kill them, so you don't need to keep them alive. And the NPCs, if you've already done the quest lines, who gives a crap?
Nice. I remember playing Skyrim when it came out. I got it for Christmas that year because I got Skyward Sword Zelda on the actual release day. I had to pick one. Like when they came out the same week, I had to pick one and then get the other for Christmas, basically. So when I got round to, and always Zelda first for me because that's just me. But when I got to Skyrim, I have like a sort of semi-serious arachnophobia that I inherited from my mum. And you know what the fucking spiders are like in that game? There's these giant muscular things that get right up in your face. They scared the shit out of me the first time. Still couldn't put the game down. Played it to completion, then did it all again on PS4. So that's how good the game is. Couldn't resist.
I love how some of the games have the arachnophobia mode now, and it just takes all the legs off of the spiders, and they just look even freakier, like grubs that are flying through the air at you with a maw.
Right. Like Grant said, like they turn them into kittens, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that was on Satisfactory.
Yeah,
they turn them into. To me, it's more frightening.
Yeah,
there's this giant cat head running at you. Oh shit, it's 2D in a 3D world. That's scary enough as it is, but then it meows at you.
I imagine you didn't like Grounded then, Will, huh?
Not
Did you play it?
particularly. I never played it. No. Didn't like.
I like
it.
the movie.
It's
it was
like
based
all
on.
spiders.
Yeah, no. I mean,
What, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
I managed to sit through, the Lord of the Rings, obviously, and Harry Potter too, and that was like, okay, I can handle that. Then this game came out. I was like, oh, damn, all these spiders, but I can't resist. I got to go in that cave. I need to know what's in there. And then, always it's an entire nest of spiders. Oh, fuck.
Face the fears.
I actually forgot about the Chamber of Secrets and how like that movie was a lot darker than I remember it being.
Oh yeah,
like because my kids wanted to watch him, so we watched the first
Harry
one.
Potter
They're like,
in general is dark.
It gets
well, that one
darker and
especially.
darker and darker.
Yeah,
even the basic premise. We're going to send you to a school. By the way, there's a 3-headed dog there that if you go down there, it will eat you alive. There's ghosts that are haunting. There's ghosts that are haunting bathrooms. There's giant spiders. Don't touch the unicorns; they will impale you. This is a kid's school.
There's a tree that's going to beat the crap out of you if you get near it.
Well, even the that like bay that they're in, like so in the Goblet of Fire, they have to do all those challenges, and you go in. There's like these like man-eating mermaids, and shit, and they're like, "Oh, that's nice."
Like, how many kids have died there?
Actually, isn't it?
Like,
Almost everything
it's
wants to kill
really
you.
weird.
On some level,
Like
aren't all mermaids man-eating?
Yes, good point.
Nowhere else to put it.
Well, I mean, the alternative, if it was the opposite way around, would you do it? Like a fish upper body and just a lower part being human?
I don't think it would have the same attraction level.
Yeah, probably not. Be really stinky already.
It might have the target zone, but if what you're looking at is repulsive, it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah, pretty big bag.
Paper bag, yeah.
Huge bag.
So my original thought was to start by talking about Expedition 33, but a lot of you guys, it sounds like at least two of you are only barely through the first act, and then
We can still talk about it.
I can talk about it either.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
mention
somebody
the part
who
where you got to
cares.
sacrifice your whole party.
Yeah, I don't particularly care if I get spoiled a little bit. I'm still gonna like enjoy the game no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, and we could talk about it without spoiling it. We can talk about the fact that it's basically a whole bunch of guys from Ubisoft that used to make all of their games and the ones that people actually liked, and they've split off, had a team of 5, became a team of 9, and then ended with a team of 30. In under 5 years, they put this game out, and it was all done at what, a quarter of the budget of any Ubisoft game.
I've been saying too that the way this industry has been going, like these people losing their jobs, as bad as it is, like in a way it's going to refresh, and like these developers, if they're any good, are going to rise up like Phoenix, because they were hogtied basically, like, no, you're making this kind of game, and they're, these guys just need a job and they have to make a shitty game.
We weren't given the details on who exactly was losing the jobs. Was it marketing? Was it they say that just
You never find out.
Well, it's
Yeah.
never
Yeah, like-
middle management or upper management, so it's always going to be the developers.
Well, here's the thing: like a lot of the game companies, the developers are one of the smaller teams that they've got, which to me is ludicrous. Like if you're gonna have 100 people working for your company, get them in there coding. Get it in as quick as possible. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft had like 3,000 people that apparently worked on Assassin's Creed Shadows. For all the good it did it. And then 33 people come along and they're like, and most of them are devs, but or associated with the creation of the game, and the rest are just marketing and management, etc. And then they put this out, and it's interesting as well that they went with a JRPG, as
Which
a start.
would never have happened at Ubisoft. There's
Never.
no way if they pitched this game, a JRPG would be done, because nobody is doing JRPGs
No, it'd be a
anymore.
Souls-like. They just do it that way. But yeah, JRPGs are due for a comeback. Proper turn-based JRPGs. I've been playing them since I was a little kid. This is the thing. I hands in the air completely misread the trailer for Expedition 33. I thought, someone else is trying to do like a modern Final Fantasy, and I hate modern Final Fantasy. Because it's just superficial crap and pointless sort of pseudo action, pseudo strategic gameplay loops, and it's been repulsing me for years. I grew up playing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 too, and then I enjoyed 12, but you acknowledge it's a departure. The whole time I was
I didn't
thinking,
like 12.
where did all these games go? You didn't like 12? It's Marmite. A lot of people don't like it. I really enjoyed it. But it's like, where the hell is the turn-based combat? Where's my Breath of Fires? Where's my Grandia? Where's my Suikoden? We just got them back. Just finished playing both of them through, and they're fantastic games, which I'd recommend to anybody. The Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster. But people seem to have this idea that if you're going to do a turn-based JRPG, trad style JRPG, it's got to be pixelated or it's got to be cutesy graphics like Child of Light or something like that. And there's no one out there with the balls, I thought, to actually make what would have been the evolution of Final Fantasy if it stuck to its gameplay roots. And now we have it. It turns out it's a fucking smash hit. So Square Enix have been wrong for 20 years.
I mean, the question has been, why wasn't Legend of Dragoon's system reproduced ever in a real way? Because that was the evolving of the turn-based RPG.
It was niche, I think. That's why. I think there was
a
solid group that really liked it, but I mean, they never made a follow-up to it.
But those were the solid group that liked RPGs, JRPGs. I mean, that is your market for those.
And the idea of the JRPG being built straight off the Unreal 5 engine is also something that I never would have thought of either. Mm-hmm. And the fact if they can do that and it can be successful, that opens up the door to so many smaller developers to do something similar.
Yeah. Well, this game excels. I mean, to me, like at first I thought, oh, this game is very linear. Like it's obviously A to B, but like it does as you move along, there are some split pathways. There are some places to explore, but in a lot of ways, this is a really safe and smart way to go because you're just telling a story. And what works is the most important part, which is the combat. This is a totally combat-driven game. Like you're supposed to learn how these abilities play off each other, and how certain enemies are weak to certain things, just like any other, JRPG or turn-based game.
But it's also the part of the combat that raises the challenge is not the hitting A during the attacks. It's learning how to parry. Or dodge, just like you would in a Souls-like game. You've got to start learning patterns and dodge or parry.
It takes mechanics that people like in other games, like dodging and parrying, and works them into that turn-based style, which is great. I don't play a lot of turn-based games. I did in the past, but I never played like the Yakuzas and stuff like that. I know those are really super popular, and people reference them when talking, like in comparing them to this. But to me, this is a game that is a very early contender for Game of the Year. I know you guys have only played a little bit, but I kind of wanted to gauge where you guys thought that
little bit has it right there for me right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just got past the prologue and then I had to stop because apparently if you're streaming it can crash it on PC. And it crashed for me every time after the scene of them going away. The title screen comes up and then it crashed. And I'm still not mad. I still love the game because I just turned off the stream.
What are you playing it through? Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing it through GeForce now.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So, yeah, because it was, you pay $10 for your month and then that's one of the free games for the month. So.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it's also on Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass doesn't work on my computer for some reason.
Weird. It was like $25 in the Philippines, so I just bought it. I was like, this is too cheap to.
It's worth having either way.
Yeah, this game, like I saw Mark the Cyborg say, I will pay for this game eventually on Steam because the developers deserve the full price. Like I'm playing it on Game Pass right now. It's totally awesome, but these guys deserve the payday on it because they worked hard. It is exactly what we are looking for. See that sentiment you've got right there? That's what destroys any narrative ever that gamers are toxic. Oh, because right.
How can we
the fact that we'd be willing to throw money at something that we can get for free?
Yeah,
right.
Because we will. Gamers show that behavior all the time. We'll pay double for something if we think it's worth it, just to support the art. That's how we are. And
we'll buy remaster and re-release over and over and over for different newer systems if they bring them out. So we're either billable or giving.
Exactly. That's
make
why
a good
I've got no
game and
issue
they'll-
paying $200-$300 for GTA 6 when it comes out, because I know it's going to be good and I want them to continue the series. I have no issue with that. Or I'll just move to the Philippines like Will and get it for $3.
There you go. Everyone should move to the Philippines. It's fucking paradise.
Virtually move.
As long as you don't mind
Grant
traffic.
loves virtually moving.
Right. It wouldn't even be that much of a problem for you from Australia. It's a quick hop, innit?
Yeah. Well, I think it's only a 3-hour flight. I think. Yeah, it's not that much. Yeah. So
Get
I've
off
actually
the
got a
plane,
mate
it's
of
the same
mine.
time it was when you got on the plane.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. It's like I said, you'll leave here at 8, and you'll actually get there at like 7:45 in the morning, sort of thing. So
yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I
good
said whatever you do, don't harass the locals and don't smuggle anything in. Those are 2 bits of advice. And if anyone offers you balut, eat it.
Oh, I can't stand balut, but you do what you want to
I
do.
love it.
But that whole Vitali thing that's been going on here is crazy. I've been watching some of the coverage because my wife told me about it a couple of days before it hit the internet really big time, and I seen Kino Casino covering it, and they're doing their whole shtick like "whoa, buddy" and all this, But what they're kind of accidentally portraying is that the Philippines is this totalitarian state where no one can breathe at all, otherwise you're going to end up in jail. And it's not like that. You have to be an extreme asshole to end up in that much trouble in the Philippines.
He's
Like,
got
you
97 different charges, and they brought it down to 24. Like
It's-
he stole a cop's motorbike.
I know.
It's just
I've seen it.
It's just like how we want, it's like what we want in America is like we don't want people to immigrate here, but we want them to do it legally, and we want them to integrate into society and become and feel like Americans, and not just be like, you're going to come to America, but you're going to still be trying to act up like you would in your own country. It's like, no, you got to integrate into America.
Assimilate.
Like if you go to the Philippines, you need to integrate into the Philippines. You can't just be a nuisance and be like try to be an American in the Philippines. It's like, no, you got to integrate into their society.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I've sort of semi-integrated, I suppose. I'm married to a Filipina, so that's part of that,
But I mean, you follow their laws, and I'm sure. You follow the laws, and I'm sure you try to integrate yourself into their culture a little bit and do the things that they do. And
when and where.
He's increasing their population, so that helps.
Yeah,
I am. I'm stimulating their economy with money from overseas, so that's they like that more than they care about integrating into their culture. They don't really care about you integrating necessarily, because a lot of them want to be like the West.
Yeah, but I mean, but you respect their culture. You don't have to you don't necessarily integrate, but you respect it, and you.
Oh yeah,
Of
course you've got to. I mean,
Exactly.
they don't take kindly to any criticism really here at all. To almost a knee-jerk response level. If you say something that's completely logical and sound about a way that something could be improved, like some bureaucratic bullshit or traffic that could be, systematically improved, they were like, if you don't like it here, go back to where you came from. If you said that in your country, you're a racist. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's cheap.
How do they do with sarcasm?
They don't really
Yeah,
understand.
that's kind of what I figured.
You have to teach them sarcasm. I think they're getting better at it generationally, but it's especially because all the kids watch YouTube and TikTok. So they are, I think, in 2 generations going to be an English first country. I think that's pretty much inevitable now. So they will pick up on the cultural influences of the West. So things like sarcasm will come in more. But anyway,
especially in Manila.
Oh yeah, Manila's like it's the capital city, so it's not representative of the country at large. Just like London looks nothing like the UK. Varies, especially the population, etc. So it is what it is. I'm happy I'm not in Manila. I don't like Manila. It's a absolute nightmare. You can't. I once missed a flight to Malaysia by like 10 minutes. I missed the cutoff for them to let me check in, and it was literally because of a guy standing in the road enforcing traffic to go this way, that way, directing traffic. I was just sat on the back of some guy's motorbike for like 10-15 minutes waiting for this asshole to acknowledge that we were trying to go, and because of him I missed my flight. So there are a lot of things I can complain about in the Philippines too, but don't, because they'll just tell me to piss off. Anyway, I didn't mean to steer the conversation into that, but
No, that's how this show goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's how
We
roll,
just
man.
go off into whatever tangents anybody wants to, and
As I said,
then
we
we'll
have,
eventually
quote-unquote,
reset to a topic.
That's good.
We have topics, but they're more of a guideline, if that.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah, you
a
gotta just
very
let the-
basic outline.
Yeah, you just gotta let the conversation flow sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I like that too. I think with my own shows, I sort of at first thought we needed to rigidly stick to topics, but the show's better if I just go, fuck it, talk about whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's hard to keep everything on topic when you got Ryan there, so
Yeah. Yeah. Everything becomes about China or black people.
yeah.
Oh well. But
This game
as to Expedition 33, I've only played the prologue, and I mean you can watch my stream. I streamed it. I was wrapped up in that thing very, very quickly. Like you know, like responding, not gushing emotion, but like when you're starting to get close to the harbor, I just went quiet. I watched it back. I'm like, I am dead serious about this fictional world of death, you know. And I was making comparisons to games like FF10, with the land that they live in is just a cycle of death, basically. It's very
And
similar to
sin.
Spira. And I'm curious to know more about the battle system because obviously I've only had duels with Mael at this point, and I beat
Did you beat her yet?
Yeah, I beat her a couple of times, but I'm rubbish at parrying her straight combo. It's only when she like winds up that big attack that then I can parry that fine. But I kicked the shit out of that mime. Everyone in my chat was going, "Oh, you're gonna get your ass handed to you," and I'm like, "Break, hit, he's down."
I
It's
have
so
more
difficult.
trouble with her than anything else so far.
Yeah, she's tough. She's actually tricky. And I wanted to hang out there for maybe an hour or two and just fight her over and over and over again until I was a master. But I thought, I'm live. I better get on, you know. But,
Yeah.
you know, when they actually start getting gommaged or whatever, I was literally sitting there like, just damn. I don't know what else to say. Just damn. It makes you remember things like anytime anyone close to you has died or something like that. And it hit me pretty hard. So game is working its magic, certainly. And I want to know more about the battles because is it like, because obviously you've got the turns that you can see coming down the side, like Final Fantasy X again.
Mhm.
So do you have like party members you can switch in, switch out to take advantage of weaknesses? Like in FF10, you've got like,
Well, you can switch your abilities and you can swap out players.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I was thinking, like, yeah, you've
So
got
you
like
will have a
flying
team that
animals
you're
and
controlling
Waka.
all of them.
Right. That's good. That's cool.
Wait, can you swap in the middle of a battle?
No, not in the middle of
Yeah,
a battle,
battle.
but if you reset a battle, then you could swap characters and go with a team that, like, if you learned of a weakness, you
Oh,
could
okay,
swap
right.
characters. So you're not going to be actively swapping characters. You're going to go in with a team, just like Final Fantasy. And then
Yeah, because 10
you
was
can
different.
change.
It had 7 characters all the
Yeah.
time throughout that game, apart from very specific portions of it. So if you've come across like an armored baddie, then you switch in Auron. If you come across a flying baddie, then you switch in Waka. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't gotten far, but I don't think that exists in this one.
No, it
So-
doesn't.
Just curious.
Like what's interesting about this game is that it's not ever obvious, at least to me, what's going on, which is another reason that I love it. Like I'm keep trying to figure out like what is happening here. Like who, like, Brahma, you've gotten past the prologue. Like, have you gotten into the expedition? Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I just got to the part underwater where you first see one of the gigantic guys.
Right.
And they literally tell you, yeah, don't go anywhere near them. But there was also a save point right there. So I immediately saved and went near him
And
and beat him on the first try.
oh wow, well there you
Nice.
go then. Not so bad.
So everyone,
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
you guys have seen the gray-haired guy. You've seen the gray-haired man.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the guy with the walking stick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Brahma, he's on the panel.
like immediately off the boat. Yeah, you get
Gray-haired.
cutscene.
I ain't got none.
So like that, that whole thing, I've been trying to figure out him because you run across him a couple times, over the next, couple hours.
Sure.
But it's never been obvious that like what could be happening, who these people are. Like they give you hints at like what the gommage might be. and like people might like are people actually fully gone? It's such a cool ride, and how they give you these like little lore tidbits, and like the fact that it is turn-based is so nice for streaming too, because you can like tell people what you're doing. You don't have to like rush through it, because that's one thing with a lot of these action RPGs is that you have to just like, you know, slice and dice, and you can't talk as much while you're doing it.
Keep moving. Yep.
Yeah, keep moving. In this, you can be like, oh, like I'm going to plan out this. Here's
is kind of my strategy for how I'm attacking this.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Here's the synergy between my attacks that because of what, you know, things I have selected for each character to have, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And chat can help you real time if you're doing something that's not going to be as effective.
Right.
Yeah.
It's handy.
It's totally it's
very streaming friendly from what I've been told. That's why my feed is just flooded with it.
That's why everybody's streaming it now.
Literally about 2 weeks ago when I was streaming Suikoden, I watched some other channel, I can't think what it was, and they were saying never stream a JRPG. They're not fun, they're grindy, they're boring, and I'm like, this one is very streaming friendly. Everyone wants to see this game. I had to avoid all my friends because I'm like, they're all streaming this fucking game and I don't want to know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I do have my own theories. I'm prepared for this to go completely Attack on Titan at the end, if it, you know what I mean? Like, for all I know, it could.
That they're all babies.
Like, well, I mean, it could be anything. Like they're not all actually dying, or maybe I'm the bad guy. It could be fucking anything, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they hinted that in like Act 1. That, you know, there's the questions of why do bodies not disappear on the expedition, but they do everywhere else. So yeah, they're hinting at weirdness.
And there's gommage as well. Literally, just is like the French word for like scrub, wipe, erase, that kind of thing. Yep. So I'm like, it's interesting that they don't call it death.
Yeah,
they use a bit of French because anytime anything bad is going on, they say merde, which is shit in French.
Yeah. Well, growing up in the UK, we all had to learn French in school, so it's like I think Americans have to learn a little bit of Spanish or something, maybe. But
I took 3 years of French, and I know the word merde.
That's it. Oh, from 9 to 16, I did French in school, and I could just about order a loaf of bread when I went to Paris.
La baguette.
The only thing I can remember was la toilette marche pas, which means the toilet's broken. I figured that would be something handy to remember.
Mine was je voudrais aller au cinéma avec toi. I would like to go to the cinema with you.
Yeah. There is one problem with this game. I'm going to let you guys know. And if anyone has watched me play this, they've heard me say it. There is a big problem with this game, and it's that Gustav's character model is Robert Pattinson, but his voice is Charlie Cox. And that shit pisses me off as I play it. It drives me insane. That and the gray-haired man is like Pierce Brosnan, and it's Andy Serkis doing his voice. So I'm like waiting to hear these guys' voices, and they're not matching up with what they look like. But look at
actually Robert Pattinson, or
it's probably
just looks like him.
It looks. Right. I thought that's who it was, and I was trying to listen to see if it actually was Robert Pattinson, and then I looked up, and it's Charlie fucking Cox.
Yeah, it's Charlie Cox is the voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice doesn't quite suit unless you put the man bun on, but no one puts the man bun on.
No, I found the short hair and I put the short hair on him with a suit, the 3-piece suit.
I haven't looked at the cast, but was Sophie Evangeline Lilly? Because that's who her character model definitely reminded me of.
No.
Really? I didn't even know Evangeline Lilly was in this.
No, I don't know that she is.
No, it's not.
That's why I was asking. Because I haven't looked at the cast. It just looked like her.
Sophie was hot.
So is Evangeline Lilly.
Right. Yeah.
No doubt, no question.
But yeah, the gray man, like I'm so super interested in him. And then the chick with the light in the dark, like I didn't like her at first, but she is like I just keep her in my party now. She's so good. I love her fighting style.
Luna or
no,
not Luna. What the hell's her name? It starts with an S.
Haven't gotten there then.
Oh, Seal.
Skeel, yeah.
Yeah.
She is a babe. Anyways, you have something to look forward to, gentlemen.
Do you get any
Excellent.
characters? Do you get any characters in your team that are not part of the expedition when you first leave? Like, do you
Yes.
get? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Trust me, this game will surprise you. There's no doubt. One of the fights that someone said that I was going to have trouble with, it was funny. They were like, "Oh, it took like 5 tries for me to beat this thing," and they're like, "You're probably gonna have a lot of trouble with it," because they were seeing I was having trouble dodging and parrying at first.
Yeah.
On the first motherfucking try, I was like, you know what? That's my flex right now. Is that I beat dude on the first try.
Which dude?
Lamplighter. Okay. It's a fun fight, dude. It's a really fun fight, but it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Well, the thing is, with a game like this, it's literally, since everything has different timing and different range, some of them that other people have trouble with, you're going to get the parry down immediately on that character or on that enemy.
Yep.
And others that you may have a world of trouble with, somebody else is going to have no problem, because it's all pattern recognition. And if you get through an enemy on the first few tries and never actually see a whole bunch of their attacks, then you get a pack of 3 or 4, and then boom.
Yeah. Yep.
Suddenly you get your butt kicked because you never actually learned what they do. Yeah. And then having to remember everything on, okay, it's this timing on this enemy, this timing on this enemy. Because there's not like a visual cue. Like there's not a flash or anything. So you just have to time it to where it's going to hit me now.
If it was a modern day American one, it would have a big glowing red flash, meaning this is a heavy attack. Get ready to parry.
Oh, no, just RB would be flashing on the screen.
Yeah, it'd be flashing on the
Oh yeah. Well,
now
have you guys not gotten to these things? They do have like those cues in this game. There are attacks that are very.
They
different.
telegraph them, but I haven't seen a visual flashing cue or anything.
Yeah, we're saying it's turning it into almost like a quick time event.
I mean, when I was fighting Mael, she has 2 attacks. She has a 3-hit combo, which is very hard to predict, and then she has 1 big wind up, which is very easy to predict. So
yeah, and on most of the enemies, it'll say is attacking you with a fast attack or attacking you with a slow attack.
Right.
Yeah. So there is. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. No, it's fine. You go ahead, man.
You will come across a couple. Like I just got a new one, but there is an attack that, so your basic parry and dodge, there's no signal as to what to do, but there is
the jumps. There are.
The jump has the cue, and then there's one called a gradient parry, which is that comes out that will probably piss you off, because it certainly pissed me off trying to time it, but it's a very interesting mechanic, but still. And this is what I like about this game. The combat is so satisfying. When you parry properly, even when you dodge, it feels fucking good. I mean, the perfect attacks and whatever, those are whatever, but like it's the parrying, it's the defensive moves that you're using that like it's the game incentivizing you to use the systems.
They're the most damaging too. The counters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
by
a lot of them are hard. Yep. So no, it's this game. That's why this game to me is certainly game of the year material. Like it's simple in its own way, but it has some interesting complex systems. And I'm a third of the way through. Like I'm like an hour into Act 2. So like it's wild, man. Like
wow.
And I just love the art design. I love everything about it so far.
Yep.
I'm not big for cutscenes. I typically skip them, but on this one, I'm actually watching them.
Yeah.
Well, they're really lovingly crafted. So yeah.
Yeah, like a 19th century France.
Oh yeah, it's gothic as hell. The game.
Yeah, but it's not like it's. I don't know what the word that they would use, but it's like French Gothic. But whatever their equivalent of it is.
Right.
When you look at it and you're like, you can tell it's French.
I almost thought it was like almost. I don't even know if Art Deco is the right word, but it kind of reminded me of that in a similar way that like BioShock, but in a European style.
Well, it's not as dark as Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest to the art style to me is Liza P, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. Yep.
Yeah, it's that sort of gothic-y thing.
Which
Tim Burton
we've
would
got the
fit in.
DLC coming on that one soon too. That's this summer.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Like I think this is gonna be a great year for games, which is honestly, it's what people need. We just need something good to look forward to. I'm sick of bitching about games and how they're this or that or bad and devs this and devs that. Like I just want to sit down, enjoy a game because it's good. Like that's what I'm here for.
It's nice when you get to do that because we do spend so much time criticizing the hell out of the industry, the film industry, and every industry basically that's screwing up our entertainment. So when something comes along once in a blue moon, that's just pure joy that you can enjoy. It also cripples the argument that we're all evil, toxic bastards as well. Because here I am gushing with love, you know.
I would say this year more than the last few years, I've had just games coming out that I've just been really enjoying.
Yeah, I've made
it's been a good year. I feel
only streaming games that I'm gonna like. My audience hates it. I tried streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows. Somebody gifted it to me. I started streaming it, and within I think by the time I got to the end of the first stream, people were like, "Go back to Suikoden, Will."
Yeah,
it's something you like. It's more fun for us. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Cool.
Oh, you're not going to play South to Midnight then?
No fucking chance, man.
Oh.
Sweet Baby Ink, not with your hands.
My favorite part about this is it came completely out of left field for me. I knew nothing about the game. Horror Amarata is basically how I found out about the game because she was like, yeah, it came out. This is the best game that I've played. I can't put it down. I was like, okay, it's on Game Pass. I'll give it a shot. But kind of like Liza, another comparison to Liza P is like nobody knew much of anything about it. It's just suddenly it appears and it's like Game of the Year contender. And they're doing it with the small studios, and like Ubisoft and the other bigger studios have got to be looking at it going, what the hell is going on? We're spending $385 million making a game, $500 million making a game, and everybody loves this that costs nothing but looks beautiful. It is telling a story that actually has some heart to it. Yeah. And you can tell that the developers actually cared about making it.
This has always been my point too, is like between Hollywood and like video games, stop telling everybody what you're doing for like 10 years before you release the game. Just work on it, make it good, and then like shadow dropping games is fucking like especially if they're good. Like that was the smartest thing that Bethesda ever did with their game. Shadow dropping that on the day that like they're like talking about it. So smart. This game, there was a little bit of buzz about it, but they didn't release too much. And it was just enough to like wet people's palate and like, oh, what is this? What's going on? But they didn't spoil everything. And same thing with like movie trailers. Movie trailers just tell you everything about a movie before it comes out. Whatever happened to like actually teasing? Like fucking edge me, bro. I don't want this shit like fucking like right away.
Edge me, bro. That's you said that to me for a while.
It's a new T-shirt. It's coming out soon, guys.
Although there was a new a new trailer that for something I'm actually looking forward to movie wise. I don't know about you guys, but I love the Now You See Me movies, and that the third one just released a trailer yesterday.
I can't get it straight. Okay, does magic actually exist in that universe? Because it doesn't make sense. They say it doesn't, but they can do shit that doesn't make any sense.
No, they're just supposed to be the best magicians. So
yeah, but okay, at the end of the film, he's sitting there, and then all of a sudden the cards start hovering together with each other and reveal something. I'm just like, wait a minute. So are they actually magic?
Yeah, I don't know the whole about the eye and all that stuff. I think they're just meant to be fun. But there's no Ruffalo. There's no Ruffalo in sight in this trailer or on the IMDb for it. So we got rid of the worst part of the people that would piss us off out of this, and they got Isla Fisher back.
That's
cool.
I
like looking at Isla Fisher.
Ruffalo's character never made any sense either. That was the biggest problem that I had.
I can't stand Ruffalo in anything. Apart from the first images.
Until he started talking politics, I was okay with him. Like in Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. But after the politics talk, it was just like, no, I'm done with it.
I don't even remember him in those movies. Like that.
He's the main cop.
Yeah. He's the main cop that's also the secret magician.
That is also the manipulator.
It's also the manipulator. Oh.
Right.
And now Morgan Freeman is back in that position.
I've never seen them. My wife watched both of them a while ago.
They're fun if you can put aside,
I saw a couple of scenes and I thought, that's kind of cool. Might check that out one day. Never did, but
it's like a heist movie with magic tricks.
Yeah. Eisenberg is actually tolerable in it.
Yeah. That's
his character's toned down.
He's playing himself. He's playing a dick.
Yeah.
You've got Isla Fisher. You've got Dave Franco. That's a weird one. I didn't think he was really a star. But hey, there you go. Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman. That's a good cast. Who the hell makes these?
Michael Caine, he's still alive?
It's from the same guys that wrote Zombieland. Well, Michael Caine was in the first one. Right. And the second one a little bit, but I don't know that he's going to be in the third
Eisenberg and Harrison.
Once again, he was the target that turned out to be in charge, and then he's a part of the secret. Like it's like a Spanish soap opera. Instead of everyone being pregnant and related, they're all a part of a secret society, and all magic. But magic doesn't exist, but it does.
I was surprised in the trailer that they have Isla Fisher doing the underwater tank trick again, because that's the reason she wasn't in the second movie. She almost died. Actually died in the first movie filming it. They could not get the locks open on the tank, and she damn near drowned.
I mean,
that's fucking
don't
scary.
they have a fire axe around or something?
Yeah, but the smart ass is what they did is they made the glass in it almost impenetrable.
Oh,
because that's what the trick is, and they actually hit it with an axe trying to get. I mean, that's it's part of the trick. Is she's supposed to pretend like she's drowning, and that there's something wrong. So people are.
I just thought she was a really good actress. That was
wait.
She was close to dying in that scene.
This happened in The Prestige. Like, didn't everyone?
No, that was Scarlett Johansson.
God.
Yeah, they got to stop making magician movies where people go into water tanks.
Yeah, right. Obviously, something bad's happened.
Isn't that what killed Houdini in real life?
Appendicitis.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, was it?
The legend was he had died in one of his tricks.
Yeah.
The safe at the bottom of the river, but that's actually what they get into in these movies is somebody who did have a situation with a trick going wrong. So I don't want, since you haven't seen it, I don't want to give away too much because that's kind of the fun of a heist movie is finding out what's coming up next.
Love a good heist movie. Didn't know that's what they were.
Essentially, they're magician-based heist movies.
Like they've got to smuggle a card through this area that they get, so they end up doing like weird flick tricks and everything with between them, and I mean it's completely unbelievable, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's completely unbelievable. But
I mean, if you can believe that a car can use a rope and swing like Tarzan, like they do in the Fast and Furious franchise, you'll love this film.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've seen.
Or if you don't believe it, but you're fine with it.
Yeah.
It's what we call the willing suspension of disbelief, you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, I'll check them out. They actually, you've piqued my interest now. But that's pretty much.
Did you want to play the trailer?
For Now You See Me?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah,
what's the colon title at the end of it? Now You See Me Again?
It's Now You See Me.
Now You Don't. Now You Don't.
The
is it Now You Don't?
For me is basically the same thing that happened with Expedition 33, in as much as I was covering one of the big reveal trailer things for like Sony or Microsoft. Can't remember which one it was on, and then I saw that as part of like the whole thing, and then I think I featured that when I replayed it on a stream for people. I thought, yeah, it looks all right, looks kind of cool, looks interesting. Looks a little bit modern Final Fantasy-ish. Don't know if that's going to be any good. Then it came out. Everyone's going, oh my God, this game. It's game of the year. It's game of the year. I'm like, what? That thing? And then I looked at it. And fucking hell, this is amazing, actually. So there you go.
Okay, got to pull it up. Bring it up here.
Let me get the sound unmuted. Let me know if it's too loud.
Sounds good to me.
Magic, everything that disappears reappears. It is very good to be back.
Come up, you're gonna be.
Oh, Woody Harrelson is in it. Okay. Why didn't I think?
Yeah, all the originals are in it.
2, 1. J. Daniel Atlas in the house. Who wants to see a magic trick?
I think we would have made the Horseman proud.
My Atlas was spot on. Really? I'll be the judge of that. According to that
it's
card,
that kid.
For some reason, I need
From
Why not the other Horseman?
that kid.
Oh God, screaming Pokemon kid.
No.
Yeah.
To me, things got too real for them. They gave up. Stop interrupting.
The magical Negro movie.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I didn't see it.
knew
I
I'd
wouldn't have
seen that
known.
dickhead. I knew I'd seen his face before. It is. He's from the Magical Negro movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And better than anything you have ever seen. It's now or never.
What's the trick?
The heart diamond.
Now he's working for a white guy.
But what makes this diamond so special?
But they're robbing a white chick.
Tarot card told us.
For decades, the Vanderbergs have been selling diamonds to warlords, arms dealers, traffickers to help launder their money.
If you want to stop the devil, don't cut off her hands. You lift her wallet.
Open sesame.
Still safe with me.
Relax. Diamonds are forever.
Stop him!
Hold on. Pause it.
I could so easily hate him, and I just don't.
If that wasn't like, I mean, this is such a weird nitpicky thing, but it's like so obviously CG on that. It's like, do you see like wobble when he on his hand?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, Shags, Jesse Eisenberg is not an actual magician.
Well, he should be. They should have real magicians doing this. This is bullshit. We can't have like
If it was Daniel Day-Lewis in this role, he would have learned all the magic tricks
He
himself.
would have learned everything.
Yeah.
Should have been 5 years as a magician in Vegas with Chris Angel. Like, hello.
Mind freak.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Saving your ass.
He's like, what are you doing here? We couldn't get your older brother.
Isla Fisher just does not age, does she?
I don't
Nope.
know you.
Let's go!
My horsemen. We were brought together for a reason.
Gummy's kicked in.
Bring down 2 generations of criminals with a single sleight of hand.
8 magicians against a worldwide criminal network.
Oh God, they are doing the Fast and the
I like
Furious
our
method.
chances.
They're gonna become like world heroes.
They're family.
Well, that's what they did in the first 2 movies.
Yeah, but there was a personal thing. This is now that he's going after someone for the sake of it.
It probably still will be personal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, never mind. I just realized that. Yeah, it was probably his uncle that got the diamond.
Way to represent, Merritt.
Worth a try.
Oof.
Was it? Never know. I think you do know.
But if you like the Zombieland movies, you'll like these. I mean, they're same people, same kind of humor, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
See,
Cool.
I don't think I'm kind of with King on this. I'm not 100 like this trailer doesn't capture me in the way that the first couple did. Maybe it's because it's been so long since we've gotten one.
yeah, it's like 12 years, 13 years.
Maybe
longer.
The original trailer had that cool scene where Jesse throws the handcuffs down and handcuffs Ruffalo. That visually looked cool.
Yeah.
Because like, wait, I remember slowing that down, trying to figure out how he did it. I'm just like, oh, okay, so he didn't actually do it.
But this is one of those things that like I was talking about. There's a lot shown in this trailer, which maybe you have to do, but like, when does the movie come out?
November.
Yeah, see, like tease me, like just tease me that this is coming out, that we're the horsemen are back together. We see so much of this movie, and it feels like someone said it like Fast and the Furious, like now we're taking we're strapping this car to a rocket and going to the fucking moon.
Yeah,
like I don't
I
care
was
anymore.
going to say that. Yeah.
I just can't wait till they take down.
It
was a long trailer. I felt like
2 minutes. 2 minutes 24 seconds.
I think
Shags, I mean,
to 90 seconds. Trailers should never be more than 90 seconds. I
agree. It probably gives away a little bit more than it needs to, but at the same time, with movies like this, the last 2 had so many twists and turns that you couldn't have figured out anything from what you saw in the trailer either way. It was, let's show some, the minor tricks that happen, but none of the big set pieces, that kind of thing. I'm excited for it. There's very little that I get excited for anymore. I love the first 2 movies. I think they're very rewatchable, so I'm excited for this one.
there's lots of people who are like, I'm hearing so many people be like, "Oh my, I can't wait for this. This is amazing." I'm like, yeah, it looks cool, but I don't know.
They've got to take down an entire nation. It's got to be an unnamed nation. They've got to do like the whole Maverick sort of thing. That's going to be the next step. They're going to be like, they're literally going to stop a war.
Yeah, it's going to be like Sokovia.
Yeah,
they're going to stop a war with the card trick.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking. I was like, we're talking about
better end with aliens.
third world nations, and you're sending in a bunch of magicians. All right. Suppose it makes
this is so crazy. It just might work.
Oil
work in the shadows
on an asteroid. So
exactly. We don't have time to train anyone. We're just going to send fucking oil drillers.
Send Bruce Willis and Steve Buscemi to an asteroid in space. Yeah. Hey, I believe that when I was 12, I can get there again.
Turned out well for Buscemi.
I want to pivot it to something. There's a couple things, but one. So the first part of what I want to talk about is the alternative news that we've seen in the first part of what.
My bad, sound was still going. My tab.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The alternative news in the White House. Sorry, I think it's a great idea that new people are getting access to the White House, but some of it's retarded, in my opinion. Because you have someone like Dom Lucre. Lucre, is that his name? Lucre,
I think.
Why is this guy in the White House press room? And
all he
why
does is gossipy bullshit. So
yeah, and why is he
he's asking the questions. Oh, you guys, sir.
He's asking, will we see Barack Hussein Obama and Hillary Clinton be investigated? What the fuck, bro? What? What does that have to do with anything?
He should be talking about how there's like skinwalkers and shit. Like he's posted about it. That's what I want to know. You're in front of the president. Ask him, all right, skinwalkers, real or not? Go.
It just like this is like when we were in Vegas, we kind of talked about like the Douglas Murray and Dave Smith thing and how Douglas Murray was being a bit smug about the idea of experts not being trusted. And there's a lot of points that Dave made that make sense to me. You know, the idea that experts have sort of worn out their welcome over the past 5 years or so is very obvious. But
yeah,
then I see something like this and I think, please get someone in there who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they have had some. I mean, the very first one was the guys from Ruthless, and they sent John Ashbrook over. He was the first in that alternative media chair to ask a question. Ashbrook and the rest of the guys from Ruthless used to run Republican campaigns. So Ashbrook was known by every other one of those media personalities in there, and they were staring daggers at him the whole time. But he set up Carolyn Levitt to answer a question that anybody on the right would actually like to hear her answer about what the administration is going to do. He didn't ask a gotcha question. He asked something that could set up her to let her get talking points out. And there's been a few more. I mean, Tim Pool was in there. There's been a few. But then they get the occasional random crazy off of Twitter. And it would be no different than asking Harry Sisson to come in and ask a question to Joe Biden.
Right.
Oh my God, Harry Sisson.
Are you talking about the future president there, Harry Sisson? I hope you know.
Oh, God, no.
First gay president? Nope, we had that with Obama.
Ooh, yeah.
Big Mike.
Oh, Mike.
She did say in the interview earlier, I know it's taken out of context, but she did say, I, as a black man, or something to that effect.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like I think we need to, like, it's one of my problems with the Trump administration. Oh, go ahead. What? Okay. Oh, be right back. All right. It's one of my problems with the Trump administration in general is that, like, if you want to be taken seriously and you want to not look like such a retard sometimes, we need like real questions in there. And not that she should have dismissed the question, but like, you know, hopefully someone pulled him aside afterwards and like, would you like, let's have some relevant shit here. Like, I don't know.
The more troubling part is they probably did vet the question.
Yeah.
Or vet a number of questions, and he can ask any of the ones that they vetted. Because I don't know that you're giving those guys just unfettered. Ask Caroline anything. I mean, not to the point that like Biden was actually having them give him all the questions beforehand and who to call on. But I think when you're not dealing with actual journalists, you're probably vetting some of what they're going to ask so you don't get something crazy on air.
Right.
And then sometimes you still get crazy on air.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that he's like said that particular guy, and who am I to say who belongs there and who doesn't? But like the stuff I see Dom put out is, I don't know if I would say is newsworthy. I mean,
it's a mix between gossip and conspiracy theory at all times.
Right.
You've been selected to be exposed, and then nothing.
Yeah. Breaking. Not so breaking. Yeah, trash content. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Well, grifty content. I know we don't really like that word, but that is exactly what it is on Twitter.
That word's just kind of lost its meaning, unfortunately.
It has, but on Twitter, it still has some meaning because you can tell who's engagement farming versus who's actually trying to break news or say something real.
Isn't that interesting, though? So I almost wonder if this must be like the game being played. Is that like it feels like the left wanted to change language, and they tried just doing it by like saying we're going to use these labels, Latinx, whatever. Man could be a woman, trans man, whatever.
They, them.
Right. But when they realized that didn't really work, what people started doing was just like using these words so much that they effectively just become meaningless. Like, when you
Nazi.
Yeah, I mean that. But again, the other side of things starts doing the same thing. Everyone's a pedo. Everyone's a grifter. Everyone's this, and like all like it in ways, it's like reverse psychology to like destroy these words in their meaning. And it's like, what do they even mean anymore to be called a grifter or to be called like it all is bullshit.
I'm sick of that word as well. That's why I started calling my audience the Grift Force. It was just literally to depower it, to make a joke of it.
Right.
But it is kind of also the word that everybody kind of knows what we mean when we use it. Engagement farming on Twitter is literally trying to get money from people for clicks.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to give them actual information, but just to get clicks.
The people
That's
I
90% of Twitter at this point.
You work hard.
That's it. The people I argue with on Twitter are the people among us who clearly are doing this for a cynical reason. They're clearly just in it to build themselves as a brand. Clearly just there to get money off outrage clicks and things like that. Whereas I'm here doing what I do because I was pissed off for years before I started doing it. And now it feels better because I'm like, this sucks. This thing is bad. This thing is bad. This thing is good occasionally. And it gets it off your chest. And it also helps other people to realize that we're not all, insane. We are the majority, in fact. And that's done a hell of a lot to try and seize back the culture. But it does boil my piss when I see someone who's pretending to give a shit, but really they're just trying to build themselves up. Really annoys me.
And King is right in the chat. It is basically the National Enquirer now is on Twitter. Yeah. That's what all of these
absolutely
do this crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the town square. That's where news comes from now.
Right.
And sometimes it's where the news actually happens. But there you go.
Oh, good
I just
to see
said
you.
Hi. We haven't actually addressed
I was
your
waiting for someone to say hello as well. Yeah.
Hey, all I gotta say, like I said it in the chat, the Weekly World News did it first, and they did it best. Okay, and they still do it the best because you knew they were satire right out from the get go. They weren't even pretending, right? Like they knew it was BS. They were the Babylon Bee before the Babylon Bee existed. So yeah, it's funny. It's sad too because Will's right about this stuff. It's like it's so sad to see the people that are in it just to cause outrage and just to cause nonsense and engagement farm because there's some stuff that came out over the last couple of weeks, and it's like you're talking about these people are breaking down the statistics for a fantasy game based on historical evidence that a game's not supposed to be historically accurate. It's never been claimed to be historically accurate. It's just like,
really in the real world. Yeah, it has its own history.
It's like I always, it's like it's the thing that frustrates me the most. I'm like, we still have bigger dragons to slay. We still have AAA studios. We still have Hollywood. We've still got all the rest of this stuff that we have to fight down and tear down. And you guys want to bicker amongst yourselves over some absolute nonsense BS, man. And it just irritates me to the no end, because that's always been the point, right? The division has always been the point, to go in there and divide fans and get them fighting, so you're not concentrating on what the real problems is. And now the worst part is we get a few wins under our belt. You know, we have some companies lose tens of billions of dollars or hundreds of billions of dollars if you're the video game industry, and all of a sudden everybody's like, well, hey, cool, we got them. Ubisoft's going bankrupt. Let's fight amongst each other over girls and freaking waifu clothes. I'm like,
it was ridiculous. It was like as soon as Trump got elected, it was like we had Goonagate immediately after that. Sorry, Grant.
Exactly.
Also, I hate the fact that word has been changed, because gooning used to mean drinking wine out of a cask.
Yeah,
so I still use it.
Or as a fan of Arsenal, the London football team.
Yes,
the
Gooners. Yeah, the Goon Squad.
Gooners is a derogatory term for the Gunner fans.
Or NHL players that were just enforcers that got into fights.
That's what I thought. That's what I always thought goons were. Was like
there's a movie called Goon. I mean, that's.
I mean,
so they've taken the word from us.
Called Goons.
There's several new movies called Goon.
Yeah, there's a whole category of movie called Goons now.
Video game industry, there's nothing but goons.
That really pissed me off when that started. That whole gamers, is this what you want? Shit. Back in December, Goonagate, for want of a better term,
right?
Because it was like, okay, for example, quite apart from the grift thing, is like, because we all know who we're talking about, is the faux religious pious zealotry shit. Because while I'm not a religious person at all, and I hope no one would be offended if I was a little critical of it for a minute, the only reason that woke ever got a damn foothold, the only reason that we ended up giving so much of our culture to progressive ideology, was because before that we were fed up with being suppressed by puritanical zealots, who like Jack Thompson and people like that, who were like cooking up outrage stories over things like Grand Theft Auto and the hot coffee mod and stuff like that. Really nothing burger stories. Oh, video game violence and all this rubbish. And it just went on and on and on and on and on. And eventually we started to go, you know what, you guys are just so completely disconnected from reality. Get the fuck out. And we allowed the progressives in instead, and they turned out to be even worse. So now we got to get rid of them. And then what happens as soon as we get like Trump's in the White House, Ubisoft's getting felted, all these games are hemorrhaging devs and studios and billions of dollars, Disney's looking ridiculous. Suddenly we turn around and our old allies, the Christians, turn around and start twisting the knife. It's like, no, stop.
Brahma, would you like to respond to that?
Most of the Christians don't. By the way. Yeah, most of the Christians don't agree with the two certain people that you're speaking of either.
Yeah.
And in reality, the progressive movement and the leftists, that there was some on the right, but it was a lot from the left that, there's a lot of people on the left that have claimed to be religious and Christian over the past 3 decades, that none of their actual actions show any actual faith. You know, most of the Catholics, like Nancy Pelosi, are not even allowed to enter a church, but Tipper Gore is who was the one leading the charge against music and getting the explicit labels on stuff back in the day. That's coming from the left Christians. I mean,
oh really?
People who, it was Al Gore's wife is who led the charge on getting the explicit lyrics.
I should have known that. Same
What's
last
that?
name. I didn't realize Tipper Gore was Al Gore's wife. There you go.
That's interesting.
So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt who calls themselves an actual Christian at times too, because there's a lot of people disguising themselves behind religion to try to, Toxic Man Flu would say, impose their own authoritarianism. Most Christians are pretty much live and let live, but would like a moral, a moral guideline in the country, but not necessarily as law, more like guardrails for the country where people actually call out shame and, call out OnlyFans as being not the best thing in the freaking world for every girl to be getting into, because it's like 25% of women under 24 now are doing OnlyFans.
These are my kind of Christians we're talking about right here. Like, and I'm glad that is the prevailing consensus. So are you saying that the people who really push the zealotry bullshit are not real Christians and it's all just a grift to them?
Well, I'm saying the certain female one is probably doing engagement farming because that's what she does. And the certain male one was in trouble for some other stuff that we won't go into, that he disappeared immediately afterwards for quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those things was really all that Christian.
Agreed. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, hotel rooms and blow and, male prostitutes, I don't see how that can't be considered Christian.
But at the same time, as a Christian, I can't judge whether they're actual Christians. I mean, that's between them and God. But
See, that's
people will call out my behavior too, because my vices are pretty much on display. I smoke on stream and I drink on stream.
Yep.
Those are my major vices, and they're out there out front. But I am also on, with Carrie Smith on the Christian panel. We do shows for Christians and for non-believers who just want to hear kind of the perspective. But I'm not the greatest Christian either.
No.
We all have issues. That's kind of the whole
that
religion.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I definitely wasn't trying to say the Christians as a general twisted the knife, as in all Christians. I meant the grifter side of it.
No, I get it. I took no offense at it. I was just
good.
Yeah, explaining my point of view on it too.
Get out of here, Will.
Yeah, this isn't the stream that Brahma's on where he gets yelled at for being religious. That's a different one.
No. I have no issue with that. Obviously, I live in a Catholic country. I live in an incredibly devout Catholic country. If I had an issue with Christians, I would never come here. But I mean, I was christened, but never practiced.
Well, there's quite a few Christians who don't necessarily agree with the Catholic tenets at all either. Or, I mean, Protestants are separated for a reason from the Catholic Church.
I'm not a big fan of all that. I think the more dogma you have to adhere to, the worse your religion is, basically.
I guess this was all to say, like, I know, and I know I might hurt some people's feelings here, but one of the, like, okay, let's come out and say it. Like, I know the whole Razor Fist thing that came out today is kind of front and center. And
I didn't see what came out today with Razor
I
Fist.
haven't seen this either. What's new?
So
I mean, he brought receipts.
So the thing is he brought receipts to combat Smash's claims that he made a few months ago.
Oh, and, yeah.
And
that
this
was
is
Casino.
Well, I think
I had the video
it was
of it.
It was I think it was directed at both of them. And the thing is, and this is where, again, I'm not taking any side in particular. It's more of like, this is like the sort of integrity that this whole side needs. And that's something I was talking about a month or two ago, is that this is really important when big voices get sort of centered. And Smash is a big voice in the sphere, and he makes occasional good points. And I know people really lean to him for direction and news. And this is one of those times where I'm like, you got to get something right, and you got to be careful how you approach certain things. Again, I was trying to pair this up with like the whole Dom Luker thing and how it kind of goes into our space as well.
Sure.
And because we are trying to wage our own war, as it were, to like combat something that we like are that there are people who have no business being in our
midst
are, actively trying to destroy those things. And they're actively like slandering us every day. Like, you're awful people. Like, you don't like this. And it's like, and as you said, like, we actually have a lot of praise for the things that come out, the things that like are genuinely good, that like you could match up like, hey, this thing just sold 1 million copies. Look how everyone's responding to it. All these gamers, they're not just playing it on Game Pass. They're going and they're buying a copy also on Steam. We're not bad people, as some would like to say. And there's some gay shit in Expedition 33. It's not, from what I see, it's not explicitly said, but there's a moment where two characters are very close together and they're kind of lovey or whatever. But like,
just two bros helping each other out, mate. Nothing gay about that. No. Just a backwards hug.
It's actually two guys. So
Grant's been around.
Girls, yay.
Grant's been around mad too long.
Yeah, no, I think I saw something like that in the intro, in the prologue. There were two dudes who looked really, really close, and I just sort of walked up to them, and I remember because I streamed it yesterday. I was like, "Oh, look at these two bros," or perhaps they're lovers or something. I said, and then I rolled on, and I thought, "Huh, whoever wants to say I'm homophobic would really be felted by that right now," because I didn't even realize. I was just like, well, maybe they are. I seem to remember 20 years ago we were all pretty damn tolerant.
Right.
You know?
Oh, totally.
Well, I mean, even between Sophie and the flower chick, there's some hints that they might have had a relationship, even though there's the main relationship with the main guy. But that could just be us seeing things that we see because of the way games have gotten.
It was in college. She was a lesbian until graduation. It doesn't count.
Right. It's France anyway, so well, it's not France, but it's like France, and so
It looks like France. I assume it is. I just assume, like, if there was going to be a place where everything is dead, it would be France.
That's fun. I mean, I was confused by that as well, because it's like, is it Paris? Because the Eiffel Tower's there, but it's been like warped and melted over sideways. But you know, again, I'm only playing it. Like, I've only played for 2 hours. I need to have more time with it.
Well, and the reason I didn't call out Razor by name is because I don't know that any of the allegations are true, and I don't watch Smash JT, so
You don't?
I'm not involved in that whole side of things. I just see what flies around on Twitter, but I didn't see anything about Razor today.
Well, I mean, if you don't follow,
but the Kiwi Farm stuff was a good 200 pages of stuff.
I mean, I barely saw it. And like I followed Razorfist like a little bit on Twitter, and it's like I think this is like the only time he ever addressed it, so that's why it's like probably not like too prevalent.
Yeah,
well,
in people's news feeds.
He didn't say anything. I mean, everyone sort of like pushed him out because of the allegations, which I mean, I guess I don't necessarily blame them, but like, and then I think he sat on it and thought, and then I think he was collecting everything, and it's a 20-minute video that he posted on Twitter, and he's crashing out a bit for sure.
It feels like the Dr. Disrespect situation, and I didn't want to make a call in that one either because I don't have all the information.
Right, and
I don't like to be gossipy about it either if I can help it.
Right, and that's
well, the difference is Doc admitted everything basically, and then took it back.
Right, and that's sort of what I'm kind of getting at is like there's that aspect of it, but it's also make sure we're accurate about the stuff that we're doing. It's not just this, but also like if what Razor says is true, if all these receipts line up, it's not great for Smash, but I don't want that. And I've said that a couple times in my criticisms of him in the past. Is like I don't want people to like, especially someone who's trying to do their best, not think things through just because it might get like a couple more clicks. Like we have to be better than legacy media. Does that make sense? Like we got to be better than the people that we're going against at the end of the day.
Right. And defamation and libel are not being better.
Right. And those are serious, man.
I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I mean,
Exactly.
that seems to be where it's leading to if people are
right.
The internet gossip at some point, channels get big enough that internet gossip becomes libel and slander and defamation.
Right.
So, I mean, even on our channel, even on this show, I mean, try not to call out people that we don't know everything that is actually happening because, I mean, then you're just gossiping.
Yeah, I'm not super into gossip without any foundation. It needs to be news, really. Otherwise, it's not worth it. By the way, the video you guys were mentioning, the 20-minute one, just popped up on my feed, I guess, because we're talking about it.
Right. Yeah. They are overlords.
Shocking. Your computer's listening to you.
Well, I spend all day talking into it, so I'm not surprised.
Vex says that is what's happening. I'm assuming she's talking about defamation and libel.
Well, I mean, I think that it was mentioned. I've watched the first 10 minutes of Razor's thing. I stayed out of the drama because I don't really care to know what the fuck Razorfist did, who he dated when. It's not my business. But then this came across my feed. I'm like, oh, what the hell is this all about? And I didn't even know it was about Smash JT. I had no idea that the whole thing was related, but there was a tweet that was, I think he tweeted about it or something, and then that popped up because I follow Smash. So it was like, what the fuck? This whole sphere. Like, we're all gamers, guys. Why the fuck can't we just play games and love our fucking hobbies? Like, it's just crazy, dude. But
well, like Razor Fist, when the original information came out, no, I'm not doing anything to try to get closer to Razor if he is a bad actor. But I never really, 70s was my only real link to Razor Fist as it was, because 70s would have him on for some of his shows. Right. So it wasn't like it's somebody that I know or had any real contact with. But it was also somebody that, if true, not somebody I would probably associate myself with.
And I'll be clear.
So I just kind of stayed out of it and didn't do anything.
I'll be clear. I'm not like, I don't particularly care for Razor Fist. His book is something I'm interested in, but like him as a commentator and his stuff, like, it's just not my speed, not for me. So
he does use a lot of fast words. I agree.
I've liked him on Gorka, and when he's been on Fox News. I don't particularly watch his videos. The one video I watched, I think, the one long one he did was on Lincoln, and I don't think I agreed with most of what he said.
I've seen a lot of his videos, actually.
I've watched Razor Fist for years. Though that being said, the comedian within me makes me just go, well, all of a sudden, I guess I understand why he was so defensive of the allegations against Michael Jackson now.
I don't know what's going on because I haven't seen the video. I don't know what specifically he's saying or who he's targeting or what the accusations are, if they're against him or against someone else or what's going on. So I'm completely clueless, but I will be finding out.
No, for sure. And I know people like everyone has their friends and their favorites, and I'm not trying to badmouth anyone. It's my commentary on this has been surrounding like the validity of like the journalism and the coverage, especially in our space, and how we need to really approach it in a better way. Because I don't want to see people's like channels or audiences destroyed, especially if it's how they make their living. But I do want to see us, like, the only way you're going to get better than legacy media is to do better than legacy media. And what legacy media is doing now is they're doing clicky rage bait bullshit. And
they'll take an allegation made by an anonymous source and they will make it news. And then when it turns out that anonymous source is incorrect, they will never issue a retraction, or the retraction will be so short and so far removed from when they actually reported it that it is no longer a true retraction, because everybody is you've already been, executed in the public space.
Yeah. And that's all it is now. It's character assassinations, which sucks because it's not about like
trial by social media.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm not worried. I have no character.
It does kind of make me wish I'd been a faceless channel when I started, but oh well. Just because people will say anything about anyone.
Ryan Roger essay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The fact that he hasn't been cancelled, it just proves that white privilege exists.
That whole Speargate thing that happened on SNH was ridiculous, because he said that he didn't even say exactly what they said he said, and they didn't even go after him. They went after us. It was me, Hypno, and Smash were dealing with the bullshit on behalf of Ryan for like a week. I got more death threats that week than I've had over any of my own content.
Well, that's where I caught my first rash of shit, because I had my comments on it, and I talked with I spoke with, I'm sure you saw me and Hypnotic talking about it, and we've talked a couple of times, but it's just one of those things where everyone was kind of blindsided by it, and I kind of understand where it is now, but yeah,
I think people were blindsided by it except us, because we talk to him all the time, like text groups and stuff like that. So we were just like, whoa.
Well, this is what I've said. And someone retweeted today, actually, DeBeast, who's not here in chat, but if he were, he would he retweeted something about how good friend groups, like good guy friend groups, are just.
And this is when he freezes.
Oh man, ultimate cliffhanger. What's he gonna say?
Talk about
That's what
edging.
he,
My
that's
God.
what he gets for turning on his camera.
It's like the end of the
All right,
Sopranos.
you're back, Shags. Say it.
Sorry. It's
Good friendship groups are
friendship groups are just they're just a bunch of guys telling racist jokes and not getting offended. And I thought, wow, that's pretty accurate. And that's actually what I was trying to say when I did my whole
There's
spiel.
the beast.
There he is. See? He's listening. When I was commenting on all that about that whole Saturday Night Hypnosis and Roger saying that, I said, this sounds like a group that this is like they just make these jokes like together in their groups. He said it on a public live stream and it didn't translate very well, but this is how these guys joke. And
it's locker room talk that went live when it was
right.
Typically, we try to keep the locker room talk out of the live.
He does that normally anyway. It's not like it was a slip up.
He talks like that normally, and what I have to point out, the only flaw in the logic is we all roll our eyes at him and tell him off in the chats anyway when we're not live. We're like, "Oh, shut up, Ryan." You know, it's like in like whatever group chats we have to prepare for the show and stuff like that. He'll say something like that. We'll be like, "Oh, for crying out loud, Ryan, knock it off, man."
I always said to her, if karma is anything that actually exists, you're going to end up marrying a black man. That's what's going to happen.
There's a level of it, I suppose. There's joking around, and then every now and then you get like one buddy who says something just a little too often, or so you start to think.
You start to think that that's what they actually think.
Yeah, some influence in your life has made you believe this shit, hasn't it? You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm not touching that. So instead, all you can do is roll your eyes. And at the end of the day, it's not my show. I'm not the host. If Ryan's accepted there to say whatever he might potentially say, my job is to roll my eyes and tie at him, and that's about it.
Right. And ultimately, and I remember talking with Leon while we were in Vegas and stuff. He was like, "Oh, I didn't think you liked me," but I was like, "Dude, my criticisms of anything of you guys is not personal. Like, we all have our
Well, I didn't like him as well. I did a show with him a while ago, and he said, "I thought maybe you didn't like me or something." I'm like, "No, I just don't like your takes."
Right. Yeah. That's what I like. That's what I like about him is that he will push back on you guys and he'll say some shit that he actually believes, and you guys will clown him for it. And I'm like, good on you for like sticking to your guns and the things that you like, because like you can't just bend the knee to everything that everyone says, because eventually the mask will slip and people will see you for the fraudulent.
You end up promoting things you don't really believe as well if you do that. And 1 out of 5 times I'll agree with him, I'd say.
Yeah.
I just think I love Leon, but I just think Leon is likely to get multiple channels canceled at some point with his mouth.
He doesn't care on his own channel. He'll drop F slurs and stuff.
On his own channel, yeah. But I mean, on like I'm on with him usually, like with Zach's. And you know, Zach's probably doesn't care all that much either. But it's like, yeah, you're eventually going to get somebody struck down.
Yeah,
you know, just by being edgy. I mean, it's not even like he's being, you know, he's not being really serious. He's kind of he's almost always joking, but it's just pushing the edge enough that we know YouTube is YouTube.
Yeah, I guess when you're on someone else's channel, you're effectively in their house, you know.
Yeah, that's how I've always tried to treat it.
Exactly. Yeah, and so you just instinctively behave more socially acceptably, I suppose. If you went around somebody's house, you don't.
Sorry, guys, I got to take off. I forgot. I got to do something real quick. I might be back a little bit later.
Okay.
All right, great.
Later.
Cheers, bud.
Bye, Grant.
But yeah, you know, you'll conduct yourself a little better. Like if I'm sitting in my living room, I might put my feet on the table, which, you know, that's my table. I can do what I want with it, right? In someone else's house, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's never. Even if they offered it to me, I probably wouldn't. You know.
I just want to announce to everyone that my headache is gone. I'm feeling much better now. Thank you.
Good.
It's not my show. I don't have my air horn to play, but there you go.
Best I could do.
There you go.
Yeah, it was. And I actually did see this, guys. In case you're wondering what women want, I found this on Twitter. This is all they want. Just a little body, facial hair, a little muscle, and a little fat, and about 10% body fat. Just in case
that's a lot
wondering.
less than 10%.
That's
that's
like 2%.
It's like 2%.
Yeah. And
We even both went with the same number.
Yeah.
Guys, this is all. That's all they want.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not much. Not much to ask for, is it?
But
And
did
then
you
one
also
more.
see? Did you also see the polls, the national polls that were saying that like 64% of women were fine with dad bod?
Yeah, but
And-
this is dad bod to them. That is
Yeah,
a dad
this is
bod.
what they think dad bod is.
No,
Yeah.
there was picture of dad bod and there was picture of muscular guy, and it was actually like a before and after of somebody who had a dad bod, then went and worked out and got muscular, and they said they preferred him with the dad bod.
I get fit like once a year for like 2 months, and then I let the dad bod grow back over the rest of the year. Yeah, or melt away, I guess is probably the better definition. But my wife doesn't give a shit. She's like, I'm like, oh man, I could really stand to lose a few pounds, couldn't I? She's like, I don't care. You feed us all.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
I don't call her out. She doesn't call me out.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she's been pregnant for the better part of 2 years now, thanks to my irresponsible sowing of the seed. And so
Pull-out game is weak.
it was great for 20 years, and I decided I didn't care anymore. You know? You know, so yeah, I mean, that would be like me turning around to her and saying like, hey, your thighs are getting a bit big, you know, something like that. That would be horrifying. You should never ever do that. Like,
what are you gonna do about those stretch marks?
There's things you can do to prevent them, you know.
Yes, but if they get them, you're not asking that question.
You just pretend that they're not there, don't you? It's just like anything
exactly.
else.
I tend to believe what Cat Williams believes. You know, you know, if you have stretch marks, that means you're either big and got small, or you're small and you got big. All right.
Pretty much, yeah. And the women here are all very slim too. So when they get pregnant, boy, do they get pregnant. It looks crazy. Like you've been like you've got some sort of like alien growth or something. Like some women, they're walking down the street here, they've not got a lot of weight on them at all because it's technically a third world country, so you got a lot of skinny people walking around,
right.
And then they've got just this gigantic pregnant belly, like a fucking letter B walking around. It's like lowercase. It looks bizarre, you know. But hey, it is what it is.
My wife's the same way when it comes to like, I'll say to her like, oh man, like I'm just not like I'm fat, like I need to go to the gym, and she's like, what are you talking about? Like you look fucking great, and I'm like, you're not seeing the same person I'm seeing in the mirror then, because I could definitely shave some LBs right now, and she's, you know, but she's great for that reason. You know, it's like she doesn't care. It's like I'm there, I look good, I provide, I am like, I'm not obese or anything, but I'm not where I want to be. Like I'm sure you get the same thing where like I could definitely drop 20 and feel better or whatever, you know. So something
like that, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's about my sort of floating average.
I'm around 30, but at the same time, I'm, you know, the lifestyle I'm living, I'm not planning on going past like age 70 either way. So
yeah, that's more or less. I mean, so I was raised by jazz musicians. That's like my family's past. So drinking and smoking and stuff like that was all very, very prolific. So when I finish a long day's work, or like, you know, I get up at the crack of dawn to stream, and then I go back to bed for a couple hours, and I get up and then I'm streaming again later that night. By the time I finish that, I'm like, oh, I need a fucking beer. Yeah. So it's gonna happen.
I have a question.
5% liquor. Those were the days.
Or vodka, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can see the background, Will. It's all bourbon.
Oh, nice.
So it's all like 65% alcohol.
Yeah. No. We have some quality scotch downstairs. A few bottles.
Nice. The Beast 808 came through with 5 gifted memberships. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for continuing to support the stream, bro. Much appreciated. So I have a question. You guys can. I'm going to ask you a question. I'll bring up my. It's actually Steph from G&G. She actually posted this, but this is actually
my nerdy home.
Yeah. So the greatest I'm about to die moment in cinema. I'll bring this up in a second, but I want to know if there's a moment in cinema that you can remember where a character's about to die and that face is like?
I already know mine.
Okay. What is yours?
Die Hard. As he's getting dropped. And they didn't actually tell him, and you see the actual fear on Alan Rickman's face because he drops.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. They didn't actually tell him what they were going to do, so that's not acting. It's his real.
No, he thought he was actually dropping.
Yeah.
That's true fear in his face when he's dropping.
Yeah. No acting necessary. Just
right.
literally do the thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I need a little longer to think about it.
Yeah, no problem. Jesse or Reichen, do you have a pick?
Well, what was Stephanie's that she brought up?
Well, so I've seen this. It's on TikTok a lot. Like people will say, like, "What's your favorite? I'm about to die moment in cinema." And then she posted this, and I could not believe that she did it. But it's so obvious once you see it.
I can see it. I found it. Yeah, it's a good one.
It is 100% the best.
Yeah.
Like his face in this, I remember seeing it as a kid and like being like, "Oh, this is such a he's fucked. He ain't going anywhere."
Well, go look at some of the responses. Someone's posted the steamroller scene from Austin Powers.
Right.
The guy's like, like 5 times.
There's Alan.
There's Rickman. Yeah. That's actually a really good one.
Oh, your feet's kind of different. Actually, that's a really good one. Yeah. Dooku. Yeah, there's Rickman.
I don't remember. Is this Master and Commander? What is this movie?
Don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one too. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another one you could put in is the Kingsman. The Kingsman 2, when he's singing Take Me Home Country Roads.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
When he's standing on the landmine.
Yep.
Randy Quaid in Independence Day.
Emilio Estevez in Mission Impossible 1.
Yep.
Ooh,
That scene pissed me off because I did not want Emilio Estevez dead.
Oh, me either.
It's like it's the opening scene.
Well, he hadn't been in anything either. Remember, he was like in everything in the 90s, and then like
it was like Young Guns 2. Then 20 years later, he's in Mission Impossible, and then he's dead.
Wasn't he in Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks. Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Yep.
Yeah, the Independence Day is a really good
That's the one, yeah.
That's a really good one.
Randy Quaid.
Yep.
Or the Nazi dude that is on his knees.
Oh man, that's brutal.
He's got the bat on his head, just resting there.
Yeah.
That's a good
one.
one.
That scene that they just had from Sons of Anarchy was pretty bad.
Yeah, that Opie one is fucking
when
rough.
Opie gets taken out.
Any Sean Bean scene, yeah.
Hey, there's the Kingsman 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of the one from what's that show?
Or no, I'm trying to think of
The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? We die.
The reaction would be when the Witch King of Angmar drops his fucking gigantic spiked mace in front of Eowyn, her face, which is just looking at it. It's like porn star reaction, you know.
Yep.
She's like just.
Yeah.
See, some of these I don't agree with because they've already basically been impaled or whatever happened to them, and they're going to die, but it's more like the thing hasn't happened yet, and you know you're going to die. Would be
this is
what I would think.
Does it have to be a scene where the character does die, or could it be just a scene where someone thinks they're going to die, but they ultimately don't, like Eowyn, for example? Oh, Theoden, that's a good one, and he's just accepting his fate.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, my body is broken. That's a great one.
Breaking Bad, when what's his face realizes he's about to get blown up. Not Hank.
I was thinking of Hank.
What's his face? Well, the drug lord that he takes out. I can't remember the actor's name at the moment. The guy who ran El Pollo Loco or whatever it is. When they're in the nursing home and the guy's like clicking the button.
Giancarlo Esposito, his character.
Yeah, Gus Fring.
Giancarlo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gus Fring. Yep.
Yeah, so when he realizes he's about to go, that was a good one.
The scene in Punisher with the grenade, you know, when he Travolta. It's not quite it doesn't quite qualify because you don't see it like right before, but like he looks terrified and he's there standing. He's got to hold that fucking grenade for as long as he can. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I wouldn't normally correct anybody, but did you say Travolta?
Travolta.
Is he in Punisher or in?
Yep, he's the bad guy in
the bad
Punisher.
guy.
Yeah. In the movie, the Thomas Jane movie.
Yeah, the
Thomas Jane one. Okay.
Yeah. That second Riddick movie.
Yes.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles.
Yeah, where the dude runs away and Riddick ends up stabbing him with the knife.
Oh.
I do like that scene.
This one, and also, I mean, even
Undiscovered Country with
Undiscovered Country
dude
and
quoting
Wrath of
Shakespeare.
Khan. Yeah, Wrath of Khan is another like Star Trek has a lot of good oh shit like I'm dead moments.
Yeah, the torpedo just going to the ship, and you know you're screwed because you've got no shields.
Yep.
Here's an interesting. I don't even know if I want to get into this necessarily, but you know what? Fuck it. So I saw. I want to talk about this because we talk about like wokeness and all that and stuff in the past, obviously. And I watch this guy on TikTok every now and then. LP Longmire is his name. He loves alien movies, like the Alien franchise. Loves them. He loves Prometheus. Loves Alien Covenant. He knows every little bit of lore in that franchise. And he was talking today about the original Alien movie and how it was essentially written by like a male feminist and what it was. And this is right from the guy's mouth, that the writer's mouth, that this was supposed to be like an allegory for, you know, to turn the horror genre on its head. And rather than have the woman get like killed in the horror movie, it would be the men being afraid and getting killed and the woman coming to power. And like these aliens were like, again, the allegory for the toxic male and all that. And I didn't want to hear that, but what I realized is if that's true, this movie succeeds for the reasons that everyone talks about, right? It's that it's not told to you and you're not beaten over the head with it. It's well written to the point where you're like, I believe that this is happening, that she is overcoming it. She's still getting her ass kind of handed to her. Mm-hmm. And like the men aren't completely helpless, but they're certainly, you know, they're not in control. And neither is she necessarily, but I just thought like, wow, like I don't necessarily want to hear that as the reason that it was, because if the movie had come out today, it would probably be a much different discussion about it if that were the reason it were written. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's the motivation, whether you're doing it for virtue signaling, cynicism or whatever, or for art. Mm-hmm. And people have a, you know, a non-verbal way of receiving that. People have an instinct, I guess, with art, especially movies and games and things. You can read what the person's trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that works. I mean, the other one, of course, everyone always says if it were today, it would be different. Is Metroid, the ending when she takes off the helmet, or the entire suit, depending on what ending you get, and it's a woman. How
quickly you did it.
And someone just literally goes, yeah, how quickly? Exactly. Someone goes, I can't remember who the hell it was. It was a while ago. Someone released a video, like a TikTok video about it. It would be totally different today. Everyone would be up in arms. And it's like, no, it wouldn't. Because the reason no one cared. No one cared. There wasn't anyone celebrating. There wasn't anyone like criticizing. No one cared. They were like, oh, it's a chick. Huh. Interesting.
No, actually, we're a whole bunch of young boys who were like, oh, pixelated tits. Sweet.
Some of us were, yes. Some of us were like, oh, it's a girl, you know. But the thing is, if they wanted to make Metroid now and they wanted it to be that kind of feminist thing, they would never shut up about her being a woman the entire way through the game. It's not like there'd be just a thing at the end. Haha, look, it was a girl all along. Huh, that's interesting. No, it would be she can overcome this because she's a strong, independent woman, blah, 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 blah. And it would be the core of the fucking game. So
and you'd also beat Ridley right off the bat and not lose any of your power-ups and have all of your capabilities from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Well, like I just watched Sinners today, and it's like you can make that a movie about. It's like, well, it's just woke because it's just all about mostly about black characters and stuff. But it's just like they did such a good job at writing the movie that you don't care that it's just all mostly focused on whatever race the characters are. It's just like it's a well-written story. They make a good reason of why things are the way they are, and they're not trying to shove things down your throats. Like, yes, there's going to be some racism in it, but they made sense. It wasn't like white people are bad. It was just like, yeah, there's going to be some of this or some of that, but that's also like it fits with the time period, it fits with like the movie, and they don't try to shove things down your throat, and they just wrote a good story to entertain you rather than shove a message.
Absolutely.
So it's like you could still write good things. Just
again, it's like people's ability to interpret art. Whether you like, if you're looking at Renaissance paintings or you're looking at a lump of horse shit in the Tate Modern, people know the difference. People can tell the value of it as art. And so if you're going to have a movie where there's like a woman running around hacking and slashing and killing everybody, like Tarantino's done it. He's done it with Kill Bill. We were bringing this up the other day on one of my shows. I can't remember why, or whether it was SNH or something. And it was, you're going to have a woman running around. It was because we were talking about Ghost of Yote. That's why. And we're like, this is dead serious. This game is 100% dead serious that this woman is going to take on hundreds and hundreds of guys and win. Whereas in a Tarantino movie, it's kind of winking to the camera the whole time because that's how Tarantino makes films. So it's tongue in cheek. You're not supposed to really interpret it as like the bride is this unstoppable killing machine. She's very lucky in a lot of ways. Most of the people she actually has one-on-ones with are women. When she does actually fight a dude, she ends up buried alive, and the only other guy is Bill, who is half dead anyway. So,
well, what's interesting too about like I put Kill Bill in the top 5 movies of all time, quite honestly. Like if you really break that movie down stylistically and like technically and story wise, like yes, Tarantino is kind of tongue in cheek and he's often like nodding to the audience, but when you look at the bride herself, she gets her ass handed to her repeatedly, multiple times. It's not, she doesn't come out unscathed. Every point in that movie, she's trying to overcome something, either like getting absolutely beat up, shot in the chest, buried alive, every part of it, and then it was especially volume 1. Volume 1 is a brutal, like part of that story. And then, and like I don't know much. I haven't looked into Ghost of Yote so much, but like even that story, like this we don't have too much information on it as far as I know. But like there's still a way to tell that story without like being like Mary Sue, like she's just completely overpowered and taking over everyone.
I think they're trying to summon the fact that yes, actually that's true as well. They're trying to summon the idea that she has to be a ghost, which is basically a ninja, right. From the first game. He has to resort to using underhanded, dishonorable tactics in order to save his island. Yep. And he hates that, and it ends up costing him pretty much everything that he once held true and dear in his life, including his uncle, one way or the other, depending on the ending you choose. But for her, then, I suppose the way to do it would be she has to resort to this because she cannot stand up in a fight against these people.
Right.
So I hope we don't see too many instances of her just one-on-one dueling a guy and winning easily without in a straight fair fight, because it wouldn't happen.
Right.
Even just wearing the armor would be too much for her.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the other thing. Like it's hard to do. And I've even listened to like some of the I was listening to the Drinkers analysis of the new Predator movie. And even he is like, I can see that he's starting to give props where props is like needed, or even like trying not to make too much assumption, because in some small respects, we are getting some decent like games. Like there is the possibility that this could be good. The first one was great. The Ghost of Tsushima was an amazing game from end to end. Are they really going to tinker so much with the formula to ruin this game for people? I don't know.
So I mean, the thing with that is that I believe we know. I seem to remember, although it's been several months since I talked about it, that it was originally supposed to be Jin Sakai's sequel, and then they got either told or decided one way or another. Don't know if there was a DEI consultant in there or not. That they had to throw that all away and do a woman-based one. And then, of course, we found out that the voice actress is Erika Ishii, who is a fucking crazy activist. And she's absolutely insane. So those are the red flags, really. And again, no one ever at that time was saying, woke, I'm out. It was, red flag.
Right.
And then more red flags came. But
right. Well,
I still don't know.
True. That is true. And my issue with that voice actress was, I remember at the time, now that you're bringing it up, was I don't care about the voice actress because she's been the voice actress for God, what's her name in Destiny 2?
Never played it.
The chick that's on Mars. She's been, I can't remember her name all of a sudden. Either way, no one had like said anything or made a stink about her until this. And it was because, I mean, obviously it's because the comments she made, somewhere like after Destiny 2, and then in between the projects or whatever.
Anna Bray, that's the character.
Anna Bray, that's right. Anna Bray. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, I just in some form, like I'm tired, so I'm like, I want this to be good and I want to ignore the noise, but as you say, like you got to be like cautiously optimistic on these things because yes, the first one was good, but we've seen these games get ruined for.
No one was ready for The Last of Us 2 to be what it was. Yeah. Like no one. Don't care what they say. When those leaks came out, everybody's jaw hit the floor.
Yeah.
But we didn't know back then about what happened within Naughty Dog with like who had been let go and Druckmann had seized power for himself and got rid of Bruce Straley and got rid of Amy Hennig and people like that. Mm-hmm. So now we do, of course, but it's always what you find out after the fact, isn't it? You can try to prepare yourself for this, but again, just as I wrote off Expedition 33 as a derivative modern Final Fantasy wannabe, and it turned out to be something I've been looking for 20 years, you don't know. So we have to always take it with a pinch of salt, unless it's doing like a Dragon Age Veilguard or an Assassin's Creed Shadows, where every couple of days you get another piece of really, really bad virtue signaling grifty news that makes your skin crawl, makes your blood boil.
We're telling you, screw you. We're going to do exactly what
marketing.
Yeah, right.
Anti-marketing, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Anti-marketing,
which has been what's happening with certain movies too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
I guess
would Snow White have done as bad if Zegler had kept her freaking mouth shut?
Not in a million years.
I mean, it still might have had bad word of mouth, but it still probably would have done much better on the first weekend.
Exactly. The first weekend is all important, and it would have done much better on the first weekend. Miles better. Multiple times.
Little Mermaid had basically the same premise issues, and it made almost 600 million globally. Literally triple what Snow White did. And that was literally less than a year ago when Little Mermaid came out. So, yeah, that was mostly Zegler's fault.
Yeah, I mean, Halle Bailey may have a bit of a weird face, but, I guess she's pretty to some people. Fair enough.
I think she's fucking hot.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed. For fuck's sake, I mean, there you go. But at the end of the day, she kept her mouth shut. She didn't say a damned word for the whole thing. So it was just, she's funny looking. She should be white. Technically, she should be translucent, living at the bottom of the ocean.
Like Matt Walsh said.
Yeah, without the sun. Yeah, that's where it came from, Matt Walsh. Every now and then he has a take I really like. And I like his movies too, but a lot of what he says pisses me off as well. But that one was funny. She should be translucent, yeah. But because she kept her mouth shut, the movie came out, and yeah, it didn't do brilliantly well. the word of mouth wasn't great, but that first weekend, everyone's blind, normies were engaged. With Snow White, you had 3 trailers in the space of like 4 or 5 months. Every single one of them got over 1 million dislikes. I don't control that much of the audience. I don't think anyone controls that much of the audience that are going and disliking. Even someone like Critical Drinker. I don't, even if he has got like 2 million subscribers, not all of them are going to watch his video, and not all of them are going to go and hit the dislike button. So it has to be some normies in there somewhere, and they don't have the extension, the Chrome extension. A lot of people on their phones and things, they're hitting dislike blind. They don't know who else hit dislike, so there's no crowd psychology in play. People just heard what Zegler said and fucking hated the look of that movie, and that's it.
It was more than that, though.
Yeah,
because I mean, the other issue that it had was there's a lot of people on the left that are not happy with a certain segment of people on the planet, and Gal Gadot is of that certain segment that fought for the IDF.
Oh, right.
And Zegler was also calling her out and starting crap with her. There's a segment that, yes, definitely would have taken that into account.
Well, I think the normies and the people who aren't in this sphere are against the movie because of Gal Gadot, and then our sphere is like, this dumb bitch
against the movie because of Zegler needing to shut her mouth.
Right.
And Zegler did more than just talk about the movie. She also talked about Trump. I mean, so you have a whole bunch of geopolitical, political, and then Zegler being a complete dumbass.
Yeah.
Everything came together in a perfect storm of screw you guys.
Absolutely. There was no one that this movie could appeal to. You got an Israeli and a Palestine supporter walk onto a film set. You know, it's like a start of a bad
exactly.
joke. And it performed like one.
And I'm not saying it's, totally Zegler's fault, and I'm definitely not saying it's Gal Gadot's fault just because of where she was born and, where she was raised.
She did
but there is a segment of people that are at this point not going to support Gal Gadot either. So
yeah.
It must have pissed them off that the prevailing narrative in like those chat music videos that were made and stuff was like and in the comment sections was the evil queen is way hotter than Snow White.
Well, she obviously was. I think everybody knows that.
I mean, to be fair, I've never thought yeah, she is awful, isn't she, as an actress? But I've never ever said that I think Rachel Zegler is ugly. By the way, I don't think she's. I think she's again like Halle Bailey, unconventional.
I think she suffers from the same problem that all the ones that they're pushing on us do, that their eyes are too far apart. Anya Taylor-Joy, Halle Berry, and
I don't care
Rachel
how far
Zegler.
their eyes are.
It's a weird
to me.
pattern.
I don't find that a conventionally attractive look, and they keep trying to find these actresses and push it on us as it's.
I don't think anyone's trying to find them with eyes.
Then how do they keep
There's gotta
finding
be one
them?
guy. There's got to be one guy who casts everyone in Hollywood. It's
not
gotta be
you.
That's just his kink.
We need someone with their eyes wider apart. Not them. Wider.
That's who. That's who keeps getting parts. How many parts has Anya Taylor-Joy got?
Yeah, loads. Yeah.
Well, she's a great actress.
How many parts has Rachel Zegler got?
Rachel Zegler's not a bad actress, I don't think. I mean, seeing some of the stuff that she did in this film was pretty bad. But I mean,
she was all right in Shazam too, I suppose.
And she's got a good voice. I know she can sing really well. So I don't know. I think she's she's been doing a lot of stage acting too, which is
that's all she's got now.
Yeah.
Well, that's to recoup your career after you've blown it in Hollywood because you can't keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
She's done that with multiple people.
That story that came out from the producer's son on Instagram, where it's like my dad actually had to go to her house because she would not answer us when we kept telling her to shut the fuck up. Finally, we went. The producer guy from Disney actually had to go to her house and tell her to stop. And that story would never, ever have seen the light of day if she was going to work in Hollywood again.
Yeah.
But Shags, with multiple actresses with the same kind of unconventional, what some people call beauty, are being pushed in many different things, that feels like Hollywood is trying to give us what they think the new definition of beauty is.
Well,
because they've done it for decades. I mean,
it's 3 people though.
3 people. Well, 2 people they get cast in a lot. One that kind of got disappeared after The Little Mermaid. But I mean, how many people are saying that Anya Taylor-Joy is one of the hottest women on the planet? And it's like,
they're not. No, no one is.
I do not think she is conventionally beautiful in any way.
Depends on which eye she's looking at me with.
Exactly.
I think.
And also, I can't believe you're shitting on Zegler like that, dude. Dude, Zegler, she had to wear a dress all day. You have no idea how hard that is.
She should be paid for every single minute
yeah.
that is streamed.
Yeah. That wasn't a good
What, she
look,
wants to
neither.
take it even less of a pay cut?
No, usually what I'm saying is that it's kind of like when Sports Illustrated starts pushing guys on us on the swimsuit edition, or extremely heavy chicks on us in the Sports Illustrated, swimsuit edition. They try to define what beauty is when all of us can typically see what normal objective beauty is. I mean, yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy might do it for Shags, but that is not conventional historical beauty.
No.
It's kind of like when you started to get all the supermodels being rail thin with no tits, no anything, and they trying to tell us this is the ultimate level of beauty. It's like,
now
no,
you're shitting on Kate Moss. Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yes, that is probably beautiful to the gay guys who are designing all of their clothes.
Yeah.
But straight guys don't like
something to grab onto.
Yes. I mean, it's not that they don't like it. It's that the preference historically has been, yeah, breasts are good. I mean,
Child-bearing hips are necessary.
Being able to see ribs, not that attractive.
2 tits, a hole, and a heartbeat. Hey.
Sometimes the heartbeat's optional.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, Shag. Just say never a cold backed one.
Oh. Grim.
I don't.
I love Sons of Anarchy.
I just disagree. I think I think with like Haley Bailey, is that her name? Zendaya,
Halle Bailey. Yeah.
Halle Bailey.
Like I think what those girls are like guilty of is like, I mean, they're young. I mean, they have more of like that adolescent like frame, but
people's eyes don't get closer together as they get older.
God damn it, Brahma! Stop with the eyes.
That's the argument on those 3 actresses.
Is it yours?
It's a ton of people's, including most of the internet, chat music. Almost every channel that we're all on has pointed out that their eyes are far apart.
It seems
right, but I think it became more of a meme than like anybody actually saying Halle Bailey was ugly. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody was saying that. It was just like it kind of.
I'm saying conventionally attractive.
If old girl came in with just her robe on and was like, not one of you guys would go, "I'm good, actually. Your eyes are too far apart."
Yeah, no, like I said, I would never kick him out of bed. But let's say Anya Taylor-Joy versus Ana de Armas. One is
Ana de Armas all day long.
Exactly. She's conventionally beautiful.
Haley Bailey's got a banging body on her though. Holy
Halle Bailey or Halle Berry?
What's her face?
I'm taking Halle Berry all day long.
Well, what's her face from The Acolyte? Same thing. Like, why'd they hide her figure?
Making the jokes about if they would have let her dress herself like she did on the red carpet for the show, it would have done a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, she was literally wearing transparent dresses on the red carpet. You could see her nips and stuff. Like, yeah, put that in the show. Go on. But you know who Anya Taylor-Joy reminds me of? The guy who played Jojen Reed in Game of Thrones. The kid.
I thought you were going to go with the sloth from
no.
Ice Age.
It's not that
almost Brody's gangster. Almost Brody's gangster. He was in Love Actually. as a little
She
kid.
looks a little bit like a gray alien, I will admit, but like she's still fucking hot. Okay, like the way her head shaped is. You know how they're designed. You know how they're always described. The way their head shaped are, and her eyes are kind of big and far.
She's one of those.
I still think she's fucking hot.
She's one of those people for whom eye makeup was invented. Because when she's not wearing eye makeup, it looks like if you drew a cartoon of her, she'd look kind of like Doug Funny.
Wait, who?
Doug Funny from Doug.
Nickelodeon's Doug.
No, but which one were you saying would look like Doug Funny?
Anya Taylor-Joy. If she's not wearing eye makeup, she's just got 2 dots on her face. Like when she's wearing eye makeup, they pop, you know. But
and I agree with the Beast. The other one that is getting pushed on us that is not conventionally attractive to, I'd say most of the people I talk to, is Zendaya.
Zendaya, yeah. I saw a thing with her the other day, like compared to, I can't think who they were comparing her to, but it was like, this is a supermodel, and then there's like this chick working at McDonald's who's taking a selfie, and she's like hourglass figure and stupid hot, and it's like, and this one's the supermodel, it's Zendaya, and I think they even used like a picture of her wearing some ridiculous cloak thing that completely covers her from like the chin down. It's like
because there's nothing from the chin down, and there's not a whole lot going on from the chin up.
Nah,
that's fucking wild statement to say, but okay, I'll agree with you from the neck down.
How about Zendaya?
Yeah,
I don't find
Zendaya is pretty.
Yes,
I don't find her attractive in any way at all.
I don't think she's ugly. I just don't think she's like
bad looking. She's not like drop dead gorgeous.
I'll tell you what they do with Zendaya. They try to make her look fucking fugly in movies. If you've noticed, they always make her look tired and like make her up to look like.
No, that's just her resting bitch face that she always has. That's not them trying to make anything. That's her face. She constantly has resting bitch face.
Google Zendaya and go to images. Like I'd say about half the pictures are pretty. The other half are really not.
Well,
if you look at her
I'll agree.
Spider-Man or something, she's like
neck down, nothing really. But she has a very attractive face. Like it is. Like it's like symmetrical, like her eyes are in the right spot. She's got nice hair.
Now eyes in the right spot is a big deal for you, Shags?
I'm making the point for you, sir, because I'm not an eyeist. All right.
Well,
I don't find her attractive at all.
We're all an echo chamber over here. We don't agree on anything.
Listen, I'll play Leon tonight, and I'll just say
all I know is lovely Sherry agrees with me. So
sorry, Sherry, you're wrong. This is my channel, and
lovely Sherry, better looking than Zendaya.
I would say talk about conventional beauty. Come on,
I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Okay.
Oh yeah,
all right. Like yes,
yeah, much prettier than Zendaya.
Zendaya's in movies and pushed as one of the most attractive women on the planet. Not the case. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're all ugly. No, I'm not saying they're all ugly. I'm saying they're not conventionally beautiful, and that is what Hollywood keeps trying to push on us.
To be fair,
Ana de Armas is about the only person. Ana de Armas and Vanessa Kirby are the two actresses getting work that are still conventionally pretty hot.
I don't know.
There are so many actresses they're pushing that are just not what we would consider classic beauties.
Oh, Vanessa Kirby's talking about a weird face. Vanessa Kirby's face is fucking. It looks like it got hit and then reconstructed.
Yeah, she has got a weird face, that chick. Yeah,
she's cat-like, but so is Natalie Dormer, and everybody thought Natalie Dormer was hot as hell.
Hasn't she got far apart eyes as well?
Yep.
No, she's got Lola Bunny eyes.
Oh, what? Hold on. Let me see.
Lola Bunny.
Nah, they're not. They just kind of looked at, like, in Game of Thrones, I guess the way they did the makeup make her eyes look way further apart.
They're just very big, like bright eyes and Lola Bunny eyes.
Marjorie Tyrell has far apart eyes, and somehow Natalie Dormer doesn't. It's weird.
Marjorie Taylor's hot, too.
Let me see here.
But yeah, no, Sydney Sweeney's got like 30 movies coming out in the next 2 years. It's fucking ridiculous.
And Sydney Sweeney's face is jacked a little bit too, but she's got a great body.
I mean, she doesn't exactly have a super intellectual face. She's got that kind of glacial beauty that a lot of blondes have. I don't know if explain
Shags,
what
who
it
the
is.
fuck are we hanging out with, dude? Who the fuck are we hanging out with, Shags? These men are old and blind.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Sydney is hot, but she also has a little bit of a lazy eye going on.
She does a little bit, yeah. That's a fact. But I mean, I don't care because the overall package is like yowza.
Yes, the overall package is great.
It's fucking yowza, yeah. So,
but Sydney does have a little bit of a lazy eye going on that is very noticeable.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
very noticeable.
No fucking
yes, in every movie she's been in, if you're not staring directly at her tits, you see the eye.
2 of us out of 6 have noticed it, so that's the percentage of noticeability that it has.
Chad, I am sorry for this show tonight. Like, I don't know, man. Brahma's time is limited here.
Don't get me wrong, I'm only here for 1 episode, but well, for now anyway. But no, I mean, obviously Sydney Sweeney
I could use another night off.
She's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I think a lot of the reason people have elevated her to, bombshell status, like not that fucking far away from like Marilyn Monroe status, is because of the drought of actually hot women in movies and TV shows.
Curvy women.
Yeah, curvaceous women who look feminine.
And she's got a great attitude as well.
And a woman who actually knows why she's famous and is willing to be proud of it.
Into it. Yeah.
She's willing to lean into it. She's willing to make fun of like all of the people out there hating on her. Hell, I had a thumbnail get in trouble with YouTube because I used too many of the Instagram photos she posted trying to hate on all her haters because she was really showing things off. And it's funny because like she'll come out and bat, the whole women's empowerment thing in Hollywood is total bullshit. It's all a lie. They're all a bunch of backstabbing catty bitches, and she's willing to make jokes about it. She's willing to put Instagram videos of her working on her freaking off-road vehicle, and it's like the attitude she gives off is so much better than what we get from 90% of Hollywood all of the time. I think that adds a lot to her attractiveness as well.
I agree,
but a lot smarter than we think.
I think what I'm saying is being taken a little bit out of what I'm trying to say. Hollywood used to have conventional beauty. Think Meg Ryan, think, all the actresses from the 80s and the 90s where they put beautiful women on screen. And now we get semi-beautiful women on screen, and everybody is so happy because we're just not getting ugly people on screen anymore because they stopped putting beautiful women on screen. But the women that we are getting, yes, they are 6s and 7s.
It's true. We used to
but
get
Hollywood used to be 9s and 10s. That's what they put on screen.
Like
those were your leading ladies.
Audrey Hepburn, Natalie Portman, Uma Thurman, all beautiful women. And yeah, you're right. Kate Beckinsale as well.
I don't think Zendaya lines up with any of the women that we had for the 20 years before. That could be beauty standards going to a different place for younger people. But that also seems like, we're just going to androgynous.
No, well, Zendaya is not androgynous, first of all. And I would argue that
Vanessa could be a dude in any second.
If you had to cast her as a
wait, we're not going to glance over that.
If you had to cast Zendaya as a young guy, you could.
You shave her head, totally young dude.
Vanessa Kirby.
Remember, they have makeup and things to help with this. I'm not just saying she looks like a dude. I'm saying she could be made to very easily, easier than say Sydney Sweeney.
Maybe.
They did their best to downplay Sydney Sweeney and Madam Web, and we all found out anyway.
Yeah.
That's because she was also doing the romance comedy with her in a bikini for like 90% of the trailer. So
and doing sex scenes in streaming shows and stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And no Southern Belle. I expect one breast to be bigger than the other because that's on every woman. I expect the eyes to be even and evenly spaced.
I do think
but the tits, one could be slightly bigger than the other because that's normal. Just like one of mine hangs lower than the other.
Yeah, that's pretty normal too.
Right.
And
I do
everybody.
think that the beauty that we're talking about is totally a generational thing. The women we're talking about, I think in their own way, I think we recognize them as very beautiful because of how we were brought up. And I think how this generation has been brought up, they believe that these women are 9s and 10s themselves. Like, we don't think so necessarily. Like, do I think Zendaya is a 10 or 9? Not necessarily, but like, she's not ugly.
Yes, I don't know who the eldest and the youngest person on the show is at the moment.
Brahma's the oldest. And
oldest, 43.
Right.
I'll be 47.
Most of us are close in age except for Raiken.
Yeah.
I think Rankin's the baby.
Because it'd be interesting, like, if you had a show where there's like someone from each, like you go Gen X down to Millennial down to Gen Z or whatever. On one
Ella McPherson, Cindy Crawford, all the women that we grew up with that had curves, and then you've got this generation that it's like, no, an A cup is the definition of beauty.
Yeah, and we
I don't
had
think anyone said that. Though.
When I was
That's what they're
up,
pushing, Shags. That's what I'm saying. An
When I
A
was
cup
growing
is
up,
what they
it was
consider beauty.
Scarlett Johansson, no, it's okay. Scarlett Johansson, Renee Zellweger, Shannon Elizabeth, Megan Fox was like, I was a teenager when
Nikki
they were.
Cox.
But Megan Fox wasn't curvy.
Megan Fox was curvy as hell in Transformers, at least the way they portrayed her.
I mean, before she had
whether it was a push-up bra or not, they were showing off the tits.
Talk about an A cup. Jesus.
Even if she wasn't like a huge, like she wasn't stacked necessarily, she was like probably a B cup or something. But bent over the car, that's curves. Those lines are going like that.
You're showing cleavage and pushing them together.
Yeah,
that was the point.
What did we lose?
Wait. Common nerd.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
we had a kid walk out into the garage or something.
The women that we had when I was like a teenager and a 20 something, I'd say were sluttier than like the Gen X equivalent. It was more like
throughout my like teenage years, it was like thick goth girls who were always pushed on me. So that's
who I was actually shagging. But
Kate Beckinsale was hot as hell.
Yeah,
still is actually.
No, she's not. Have you seen the pictures of her lately? Hold on.
Have you seen Liz Hurley lately?
Liz Hurley,
she's
fantastic.
In she's
Still
stunning.
Hell, Stacey Dash, when Stacey Dash hit her 50s, she was still hotter than most of the 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
the black chick from Clueless.
She said, "Hey, what's a good example of like a woman that you think is just ridiculously beautiful?" And I was like, "Is this a trick?" Because my wife, she's like, "No. I really want to know." I'm like, I don't know. And I had to sort of rack my brain for a minute, and I went through like a lot of the same names I've said today, getting up in age until eventually I hit Liz Hurley, and my wife looked at a picture of Liz Hurley in Austin Powers and a picture of her now, and she was like, "This woman is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen."
So on the right, this is the most like recent one I found from late December.
Who the fuck is that?
That's Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
Like
what?
A bunch of work done. I don't know what. Maybe
once they start getting work done, they're done.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so true.
I was like that chick from The Boys. What a fucker!
Oh my god, that was tragic.
Ozempic face.
Oh yeah, that beautiful little blonde.
I don't know if it was Ozempic or if she got the the buccal fat removed from her cheeks.
Removal.
Yeah.
She had her nose changed as well, like pointing up or something as well. It looks horrifying.
Yeah, she looks.
Selma Hayek, E-Clay, yes.
Oh my
Still
God.
looks fantastic, well into her 50s.
Yeah.
J-Lo too, man. J-Lo is something special. Those are genetics right there. That to me, J-Lo is curvy. When I think it's like Cindy Crawford, I don't think is curvy. Like I think of J-Lo as curvy. Like they're not. Like so. Like I think curves. I think J-Lo. Not Cindy.
I never found
Cindy was still a little. She had a bit, but like, I mean, she was still a swimsuit model, and those chicks were starved. They still are. So
the standards have become more and more elaborate and more scientific, I think, to like hoist up the twins as high as you can and push them together as much as you can. And if you go back even to the 90s and the 80s, they weren't doing that. So the standards were different.
And there are generational differences because, the fat ass was not a thing when we were growing up.
Yeah, I hate that shit, man.
I'm not a fan. I can get where people see generational differences there. What I'm saying is the youngest generation that is now pushing some of these actresses, And we know they're pushing them because they're getting these people from Instagram. I mean, we've heard all the discussions from Hollywood about, yes, you get hired because of your Instagram following. They're pushing girls that are not, or women that are not what any of us would have considered conventionally hot back in the day.
Oh.
They don't have curves. Almost all of them.
Curves.
Yeah, that's not this generation pushing that. That's Generation X and millennials.
Like real old curves.
Sophia Vergara.
Sophia Loren, like those were curves.
Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Sophia Vergara in the 90s.
Yes.
Haley Atwell should be starring in movie after movie after movie.
Yep. She should really have been in almost everything. Yeah. And it's not actually just the rack. She's the overall package is feminine as fuck.
Yeah.
Although the rack is fucking impressive.
Did you know?
Extremely.
I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast the other day. It was the guys from Trigonometry, Francis and Constantine, and like they literally opened the show by talking about Nancy Pelosi and how she's well endowed. He's
Her
like
gigantic tits that hang down to her knees.
He goes, "What? You didn't know that?" He goes, and they're like, no, we didn't know that she's got big tits."
Yeah,
she's got gigantic tits, but they're also literally, if she lets them go, they're down to the kneecaps.
Oh my god, there's a picture of her in the 90s. Oh no.
There's a picture of her from like 2 years ago in a swimsuit on the beach. We all used it as memes 2 years ago.
Oh really?
On YouTube. Yeah.
I think I remember that.
I like how Will's looking it up immediately. He's like, I gotta see her honkers.
Yeah, man, it's scientific curiosity.
Right, exactly.
Don't forget to present it in the back so Shags can share it so everybody has that nightmare.
The thing is that every time I find something, Shags puts it up on screen anyway, so I know we're just in sync Googling, so I haven't got the lead. But there you go. I'm trying. It's like, have you ever slept with a woman that you really can't stand? Like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A couple of times I've slept with women who I just otherwise wouldn't want to have a conversation with, but they were crazy hot.
Right.
I'd get in trouble if I answered this because I've only slept with my wife.
If I even tried to say that to my wife, she'd laugh me out of the room.
Welcome back, Grant.
What up, Grant?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I was swearing at you in different languages.
Which you?
Itasel.
Oh no, the guy with the facial hair.
Ned. Oh
no.
Why?
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
The answer is yes.
My favorite part right now is Shags always forgets to stop sharing his screen. And since I'm a moderator on here, I can see his shared screen in the background, and it's nothing but pictures of Nancy Pelosi.
What did I say? We're in sync. I'm looking as well. I'm trying to find a picture of Nancy Pelosi. The challenge is to find one that I think is sexy.
Well, something for the spank bank, you know.
Type in Nancy Pelosi beach bikini.
Beach. No, it was a single one piece, but it was like light blue, like baby blue or something like that.
With white pants, and she's walking down the beach, and she's just got this gigantic cleavage.
Nancy Pelosi blue. Look at that.
Covered in liver spots. Covered in liver spots, but cleavage.
That's just a little spice, my friend.
Grim.
You're talking about the greatest stock trader that ever lived.
Yeah, right? No wonder.
That or her husband, yeah.
Yeah.
I just found out
that things just started to make sense when I saw her cleavage, you know. So.
Someone actually made like a whole like site that tracks her.
Yeah, dude, I've got a Pelosi tracker on my stocks. Every time that she makes a trade, mine automatically do the exact same.
Really?
So, yep.
There's quite a few sites that you can get the Nancy Pelosi follower.
That's awesome.
For stocks. Wall Street Bets is really big into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, man.
We're just not showing any of these pictures while we talk about them, huh?
No, because I haven't found one yet. I'm in the 80s now, looking at pictures of Nancy Pelosi in the 80s, and she's always wearing too much. I can't tell anything.
You can go back to the 50s and
I was gonna say the only pictures of her young are like in black and white.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Actually, oh god, she had the crazy eyes. Oh man, in the 1970s, she had the crazy eyes. Fuck.
I mean, I did the search and it came up right away.
Share it.
Yeah, share it. What are you doing? Telling us to share.
Guard yourselves.
It's the same picture that we all made memes of 2 years ago.
About the swimsuit picture, yeah, that's the first hit.
Yeah,
but
that's
I look at
where they're like.
Hey,
no, I'm trying to find
those don't hang too low. That seems acceptable.
You let those go and they're hanging low.
There's probably some cups in that thing.
I don't know. Those look strong.
That swimsuit is doing a lot of support.
You can't
Those
see
look
A lot of support.
You can't see the crane behind her, you know. Just open it in the new tab and share the tab.
Brahma, get closer.
Just
I
right
don't
click
want
it,
to.
open the new tab and then you can zoom right in.
My eyes.
Yeah, but I'm sharing the tab, so I don't know that it's going to do it.
Hang on.
No, this is just a story of Nancy Pelosi hits beach and luxury vacation as husband faces DUI. Must have been right before he got hit by a hammer.
There you go, private chat.
No, I can't blow it up any bigger than that.
I did it. Ugh.
There.
Grim.
Hold on.
Yeah, let me get this out of here.
Pull this over here. Oh, what the hell?
I'll be right back, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! We know where Brahma's got to go now. What the fuck?
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I've got to
Don't
go
wait
retch
for
in
me.
the toilet.
Oh, those are fine, dude. Like honestly,
Those are fine. How old is she?
healthy. She's healthy.
Like 75, 80.
Yeah.
Is she? She looks older than that. She's 85. She's
Right.
older than my
Jesus, that's
dad.
what it is.
Unless someone's photoshopping in there, like those look like they wouldn't fall
mean-
too far.
Nothing about her hasn't had work done, so you know
Right.
you got to consider that.
Stop. Every time. Listen, Nancy, you do you, girl. You look good. You do.
It's actually true. There's like pictures of her in the 60s. Like, I mean, it makes sense. She's the same age as my dad, or the similar age as my dad. So if there's pictures of him from that era, then there'll be pictures of her. Yeah. Fucking hell. There she is with fucking JFK.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's how old she is. Yeah, she has a picture of her with a JFK. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's how long she's been in Congress.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. She gets a picture with JFK. 6 years later, he gets shot. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Right.
Absolutely
There
not.
it is. You can't spell CIA or Nancy without CIA. There you go. Nancy Pelosi, I meant.
So
Sorry,
she would be all of your grandma. Yeah. But I mean, she's not my grandma. So I can, gilf, right? Maybe.
Goon over the grandma. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Shags is all about the women removing their dentures and doing the gum job.
There's a
Oh,
whole
you teeth are
category. There are
I
whole
mean,
websites of people like
At
you.
what point is the money worth it? You know what I mean? She's pretty fucking rich. You know? I mean,
Okay,
Once again.
so it becomes a fuck, marry, kill, doesn't it? Which my chat like to stick me up with all the time.
oh fuck yeah.
Yep.
So you got to pick three, politicians. Leftist.
Oh, I'm marrying her for sure. When she dies, I'm going to be a billionaire.
That's
Right?
it.
Inherit all that money.
If you marry Nancy
Exactly.
Pelosi, pretty much no matter what, right? Who else would you have? AOC, Nancy Pelosi, and I don't know who's another.
Hillary.
Hillary Clinton. So
Oh, man.
Actually, take away AOC and put in Kamala.
oh,
do that
God.
one.
Dear God.
God
Oh,
damn! I
that's
thought you would at least be
nasty.
making it easy on us.
I mean, okay, considering all the stories about Kamala, I think that would actually be a pretty easy one. You fuck Kamala, kill Hillary, and marry Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Kamala Harris literally sucked her way up to the top. So,
so you know you're gonna have a good night with.
She was essentially an escort.
Yeah.
And then just to make it fun, you make Hillary look like she did it herself.
Oh yeah.
She fell off an elevator and landed on a bullet.
Yep.
Yep.
First,
when that happens.
She hit terminal velocity and hit the bullet. Yeah.
While being hung.
And 3 in the back too. She bounced off the first one and landed on 3.
Right.
Now let's do the Republican side.
All right, let's go.
Anna Paulina Luna.
Who the fuck's that?
Christy Nome.
I got to Google a lot of these people.
Who's that new little blonde reporter we've got? Or I guess we're just doing politicians.
Christine Levitt.
Yeah.
Christy Nome, Anna Paulina Luna, and Lauren Boebert.
I'll take 3 people I've never heard of, Alex, for 500.
Dude, Lauren Boebert's a freak.
Oh, you've heard of Boebert.
In the movie theater.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pretty hot.
Boebert, kill
Yeah,
Boebert. Mary Luna and Mary Luna and then bang Gnome.
You don't want to kill Luna with a name like that. She'd probably come back as a ghost.
Yep.
She's in charge of releasing the JFK files and the Epstein files.
Why are people choosing to kill Boba? I don't know enough about any of these people.
She's just a retard. That's why.
Oh, right. So
I don't know, but
she's really fun.
Boebert's from here, so I get to see all of her campaign ads, and those things are bouncing all over the place on every single ad. Love it. Best campaign ads I have ever seen on TV, ever.
I guess don't stick your dick in crazy.
Right.
But then Christy Nome was a beauty queen at one point, although she also apparently slept with Corey Lewandowski. And she's now in charge of Homeland. So she's been going on all the ICE raids looking like an idiot because she keeps dressing up with all the ICE stuff and having a gun. But
actually, all of them have got certain appeal. That's tough.
I don't know. The right-wing women are a lot hotter.
McCain ran with what's her name from Alaska, right?
Palin.
Sarah
Palin.
I can see Russia from my porch.
That was actually an SNL skit. She never said anything near that.
Oh, don't defend her. Don't defend her.
Sarah Palin was hot as hell.
Sarah Palin was hot as hell.
I'd have done her or her daughter.
Wait a minute. What?
And her daughter was of age.
Oh, yeah. And her daughter was hot, too. Yeah.
Bristol? Yeah.
Yeah, Bristol had curves. Bristol had
Did
curves.
you know that in English, like from England, Bristols are tits?
Really?
She had some big ones, so that works.
Yeah, she did.
Giant Bristols, yeah.
She did. Bristol had giant Bristols.
So what's her name? Bristol Palin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
The problem.
Oh yeah.
The problem with Sarah is that she's the chick that, like, I guess you were just talking about Will. Like, you can't stand her, but you banged her anyway. Like, she opens her mouth and you're just like, I need to shut you up. Like,
I
don't think Sarah Palin's that attractive. Her daughter's attractive, but not Sarah Palin.
Did you ever hear the Steel?
Well, you gotta think about this. Was Sarah Palin 15, 20 years ago.
Hold on. What'd you say? Will?
Sarah looked just fine.
She was good. Yeah. No, there's a Steel Panther.
You know, she takes off the glasses, gets rid of the librarian look, lets the hair down loose. Boom.
There it is.
No, she's
typical MILF.
She's not ugly, but she's not hot.
We all had them. No, the song I'm talking about is by Steel Panther, and it's called "You're Beautiful When You Don't Talk."
Accurate.
You should. I'm not saying play it on here because you'll get copyrighted, but everybody in chat, make sure you don't miss out. Listen to that song; it's fucking hilarious. Metal band.
Sherry wants us to do Obama.
Steel Panther is
Trump,
just
Biden.
great in general.
Yeah, they are. They're awesome. I'm surprised at how few people still don't how many people still don't know about Steel Panther.
Oh, yeah. I always wonder if that movie Rockstar was like, was it supposed to be about Steel Panther?
Well, the one singer's in it.
The band in Rockstar is called Steel Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Well, I think the band started after that, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
yeah. But But the singer is in that movie.
You know what's funny is that my friend from high school looks a lot like Mark Wahlberg, and they share a very similar. I'm not going to say his name, but that Mark Wahlberg's name in the movie is Chris Cole, and my friend's name in real life is like very, very similar to that. So we're always like, "Oh, it's
better not be Kristen Cole."
No,
stand up and shout. Yeah,
but he was the singer of a metal band in like high school and like afterwards, and has been in a band like his whole life. Like he did like
that's crazy. Life does imitate art, I suppose.
Shags froze again.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
He's froze again.
The Shags shall rise again.
Am I back? Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, no, so it's just funny because he was the singer of a metal band, has been in a band his whole life, and he's a very gifted singer, frontman. And then that movie came out with Mark Wahlberg as frontman, a small town guy getting, stepping into that big role. So
I mean, just a small time boy.
Yeah, I was thinking that. There we go. My God. So there you go. Fuck, marry, kill with politicians is done. That's something I didn't know I was going to do today.
Oh, we're not going to finish on Obama, Trump, and Biden.
Choice words, Grant. Choice words.
All right. Well, who are you banging?
I can't believe we haven't thrown Maxine Waters into one of them.
Oh shit!
Can't I just kill all of them and leave with Caroline Levitt?
You have to marry Biden because it's going to last the shortest amount of time.
That's what I was thinking.
Plus, he's made billions from his son.
It looks like me and Trump are going to go at it then, because I'm not.
Well, yeah, apparently he's not a very big fella, so it'll be all right for you. There you go.
All right, yeah. Not too bad then. Not too bad. Just like a prostate exam or something. Yeah. Sorry, you guys ain't used to my humor.
Serious. Kind of put a.
And we all know that Obama knows how to treat a man.
Yes, we do. So
there we go.
I mean, you have to kill him because so that way it's considered a hate crime.
I don't know, man. I don't want to do anything like that with a guy who's done it that many times before. He knows too much about what he's doing. I might be I'd rather it be with someone who's completely confused as well. Like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, that would be better.
I mean, at least Biden, you could consider like a mercy killing if you took him out. You just got to put him out of his misery at this point. So,
yeah. Whenever I get one of those things sent to me, like a super chat or whatever, an FMK, I'm always like, well, if the marry one, people think, well, you've got to sleep with your wife. No, I haven't.
If she doesn't have to sleep with me, I don't have to sleep with her.
I could marry Nancy Pelosi for the money and never, ever, ever, ever lay a finger on her, ever, 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 ever.
True. I don't know. She hasn't got a great track record with husbands.
That's a good point.
Oh, man. Oh my!
What the hell happened?
So we did a game, we did a movie trailer, and then we did hot and ugly women and politicians for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Oblivion or much of Expedition 33.
Oh, we talked about Expedition 33 for about an hour.
Yeah, we got quite a bit out of that.
A lot of the intro was about that, so yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
We should do another segment and just browse hotornot.com and we'll just see if is that even a website anymore?
Dude,
remember
I don't know.
That website still even exists.
Go pull it up and see what. I mean, apparently, me and Shag's taste differs quite a bit. So,
well, at least not in the Philippines. It redirected me to chatdate.app.
Yeah, that did to me too. I'm out of here. I ain't
chat bait or chatter bait.
That's probably what it.
Okay, don't do the mistake and type in hot or nut. That's a completely different website. He seems nice.
Oh no! Please God, no.
Speaking of which, my OnlyFans is going to be open next week. So,
nice.
Cool.
I don't believe what he does with ranch.
Yep.
You get unemployed Shags, and suddenly he's going for the big bucks.
I don't know if it's because
I may
we
have
were
to do the
talking
same if
about-
I'm going to need to get surgery.
My feed's been listening to us again because so far as I scroll down Twitter, I've got a picture of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers with Logan Paul looking gay.
Brian
AI.
Boy.
Yeah, then I've got a feed further down the feed. I get to Cult Classic Cage, and she's got an AI animation of our two favorite grifters making out with each other.
Oh God.
Yeah. No thanks.
Oh, here's something interesting that we can check. I saw this yesterday. It was a clip about what am I doing here? There we go. Bill Belichick and his
girlfriend.
What is
No,
this?
It's true
I don't know,
love,
but she
Shags.
keeps like
That's what it is.
She keeps like walking onto the field while he's coaching and yelling and screaming at people. He did an interview yesterday where she just kept interrupting the interview, and then he came out with a statement today that was like, she's in a personal and professional role, and I was only supposed to be talking about my book. So when she was screaming from across the room, you don't need to answer that. It was her professional role, not her being way over involved as a girlfriend.
Well, she looks like a professional.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. At least a semi-pro.
I just don't. Yeah, man.
I mean, the non-Christian in me says, good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Really, I mean, yeah.
I just see stuff like that and I think, welcome to the Philippines, because that's a pretty common sight in the Philippines. Like
Really?
some old white guy with like a 20-year-old girl.
20-year-old ladyboy, or is that not?
I'm
Philippines?
surprised it's
That's
not a
Thailand.
whole bunch of...
Ladyboys here are very, very noticeable. Like it's
not Thailand.
No, Thailand's where they do the operations, but the ladyboys in the Philippines, and there are a lot of them, but they're way too obvious. Way too obvious.
I like that they at least still call themselves ladyboys instead of trans women.
They're trying to change that. They're trying the whole woke agenda shit, the trans ideology shit made its way over here not that long ago. They had a this country worships Miss Universe, right, as like a as a career path for a woman.
Yeah.
And they were fucking furious when they discovered that the transes were getting into it, because they actually have a lot of pageants here, right? So it's a thing. Every time there's like a big company party, they'll have a beauty pageant at it, and the employees get dressed up. And the last time I had like a job for a company here, a school, an English school. They had a big party. They had 3 pageants. They had the men's pageant, the women's pageant, and the tranny pageant.
Hey, at least they're doing a separate pageent. That's
right.
You know, that's good.
Yeah, don't let them compete in women's sports.
Exactly right. but then when like Miss Universe was revealed to like have a trans owner, and they were pushing trans people as candidates for Miss Universe, it was a bigger scandal than like Duterte, the president who kept killing the drug dealers. No one cared about that here. They cared about trans people in Miss Universe.
Right.
No, they got their priorities right.
They were happy the president was killing drug dealers. There was a huge, like an endemic of fucking drugs in the Philippines for a long time. So while the rest of the world might say that President Duterte was a criminal who executed people unfairly, Filipinos loved him. So
well, it's kind of like we really like that they're deporting everybody that's criminals from here.
It's pretty much the same thing, yeah. So there you go. There's your dose of Asia.
Nice.
For the day.
I just think that this is just like wildly inappropriate, and I don't know. Like I mean, I guess love who you want, but like I don't know. How could you not think that this is like a red flag? Like is
it wildly inappropriate, or is she going to make a ton of money and he's getting to screw somebody who's 20-something years old?
A lot of people are happy with that arrangement.
That's true.
If they're both consenting to it, then I don't.
In the Muslim world, he's 80 and she's 13. So
that's not far from the truth, actually. Yeah.
That's
sad, but not.
It's exactly
why I said it.
And she's also in more clothes.
And 13's on the high end.
I put a video in the private chat, Shags, if you wanted to pull up something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is the truth. Yeah.
Where are we at? Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, I think I saw this, but I didn't actually watch it.
Oof.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I saw this earlier.
What?
So it's the wood breaking competition.
Axe kick board break to start off this creative
Balsa wood down.
tournament routine. Up next is Isabella now with a headbutt board break.
Screaming at it ain't gonna work, love.
No, it really doesn't do you any good. It
Well,
really doesn't do you
fair.
any good.
Like, so my kids were in Taekwondo, so the one thing they do have them do is like a kiai or whatever, and it's like they have like
Kia.
it's to. I think it is to like put some force behind it, but anytime that my kid didn't do it,
It's called Kia that they do it, and it's in South Korea. They use it as an advertisement to sell the cars, the Kias.
oh god,
Yeah, it's a lot like
Yeah,
when Maria.
yeah.
It's a lot like when Maria Sharapova comes when she's hitting a tennis ball.
She's not the only one.
oh I love that. I love that.
Yeah, she's definitely not.
Oh, hit it again. Oh, even harder.
Yes.
Good hit here in the breaking
It's
point.
just the way that she's screaming at it.
Going for a knee strike.
Is that just a leg from a table?
Excellent.
Yes,
It's just
technique.
the way
It
she
didn't look much bigger than a 2x4.
it was a pre-broken table leg. Yes.
Yes.
Is that Dermy Wormy?
Right there,
It looks like him, doesn't it?
it does.
A little bit short, but yeah.
The way she's
Yeah,
kiaing
Jeremy's like
though, it
7 feet
reminds
tall.
me of like a 25-year-old student who shouldn't still be at the college but still is for the protesting.
Right.
This is Triton High School.
Where's that?
Yeah, that's where they hold the world championships of board breaking. If you obviously knew history, you would know that.
Triton,
That's what it says on the back wall.
as in
This isn't even a college chick. This is supposed to be a high school chick.
Oh wow. Unless they're just holding it at the high school.
No,
Possibly.
she's
Possibly,
in her
yeah.
20s.
I was gonna say
Okay.
she looks like she's in her 20s. That'd suck if you're just in high school and look like you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
well, of course, the buoyancy is increased because they're all underwater at Triton High School because that's the name of Ariel's dad.
I get that.
Representing Team Victory. Up next, a back leg roundhouse kick. 3 boards. Here we go.
She
I don't
already
know if you
broke
saw
it.
that.
First one.
The first one broke when she tapped it.
Look at that.
God
See
damn
the
it.
break in it.
Christ.
Somebody made the comment on Twitter saying these are all made out of bamboo.
They've all got cuts in them. Yeah.
You remember when we used
No,
to get
bamboo
those
would be more resistant.
those airplanes at the store that were like 25
Yeah,
cents? They were
balsa
made
wood,
out of balsa wood.
That's what I was.
That's
Yeah.
what this
Yeah, that's
is.
what I meant, balsa wood. Yeah.
And she's a
Also
black
wood.
belt. No, that's not real. But like this
Not
must
a
be
chance in
reversed. Like
hell.
black belt's like the lowest, right?
It's going to be fucking easy to
No,
beat.
this is for her black. She's just got a black belt. This is her routine that she got the black belt for.
For winding up twice before she kicks you. That's an easy telegraph. You could easily beat her in a fight.
Yeah, Keebler. That's what we were just saying.
You got to understand. You got to understand. Her opponents aren't of flesh and bone. They are of balsa wood.
Yeah. It's just when she starts ki-eyeing, you just jab her in the throat. Done.
Yeah. You got to remember, Shags, Keebler's 30 seconds behind us.
Oh right, I forgot. Oh, no, he's Rumble. It should be quicker than that, right?
Okay,
No
20
way.
seconds behind us.
Do you?
The first one actually
Great
fell
time
apart
here at the
before her
Southern
leg got
Showdown.
there.
Yeah, before her foot even touched
Well,
it.
yeah. So that's what I was also going to say. There's they would do this
Snapping at her.
for the young kids at this Taekwondo class, and like because the instructor or the sensei or whatever will bend it a little bit, so when the kick does come, like it'll either break it easier or like he basically breaks it in half, so the kids feel good. You know, like it.
Right.
That's
But
what they
she's
just did.
49.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's hilarious when the kid can't break it, no matter how hard they try. Those are the best videos.
Looks
The
like
ones
she's
where
attending
they
feminism.
can't break the balsa wood.
I'm gonna
Horrible,
get
bro,
this
Mike,
screenshot
horrible.
because I want her as an emote.
Yeah, I feel like we
God.
could really use her as like a thumbnail. Like it's like, what did you learn today at feminism class? You know? How to sound like I'm taking a really rough shit.
Right.
Boards, double hammer fist. There it goes. Good hit.
Good hit.
Now coming up.
It's a good hit.
Oh, here
break
comes
some
the big one.
concrete. We have
Got
one
concrete?
The
slap, one
concrete.
for a sidekick, concrete break.
Standing front
There it
kick.
goes. Measuring the distance and a little high.
Oh, you fail.
Fuck. You suck.
Here it goes.
That's styrofoam. That's not. Come on.
It would definitely make more noise.
The first time
if you've ever dropped one of those on the ground, they're not exactly hard to break. Like
she looks
Padded
like,
mat shatters them.
yeah.
Is this
breeze blocks are useless, but she looks like she kicked that shit into his face the first time. Like he's spitting teeth, if that is actual concrete.
Or if there was any power behind it.
right?
But
is
even
it-
that, ow.
Is this the Special Olympics that were like? Is this like the equivalent of the Special Olympics? That's what it feels like. I mean, if I'm being honest.
Plus size taekwondo classes.
Oh my god.
Pigtail power.
Awesome performance.
Here comes the big one. You ready?
Final break. Here goes the forearm break. Yes, good hits. Power, baby.
That doesn't look like
Did you see how soft she hit that? Go back to that last one.
Yes.
Yeah, she barely nudged that shit.
The 1-inch elbow.
She didn't even go past the first.
It looks like she just leaned on it.
Good hits.
Yeah. What?
There's enough mass behind there for her to just lean on it. That's for sure.
I mean,
Where did
that's
this
true.
come from? How do we end up watching this? I kind of missed at the beginning. I was
Because
looking at
Grant told us we need.
Oh right.
I have lots of fun videos because I do a show where I watch fun videos, and I thought I would share this one.
I think we warned you that we just go with whatever here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just wondering where it came from.
It was them.
You guys aren't into watching people like break their ankles and their legs on videos as much as my other friends. So otherwise, I'd be sharing those videos.
I do too much shit to want to watch those videos.
By the way, I'm not criticizing it. I'm very glad to have seen it. It was hilarious. But I just wondered where the hell it came from.
Mr. Grant Gregory.
Yeah, fair enough, Matt.
Then she goes and
my
picks.
way. I love videos like that.
Then she goes and picks up one of those concrete blocks that she broke and has a prolapsed anus.
Thinking after she's done, someone hands her a broom.
Clean
this
this
up.
up, bitch.
Clean up this mess, bitch. That's it. Yeah. There we go.
I did. So the guy I was talking about earlier about the alien stuff, he was breaking down the new Predator stuff as well. And I don't know, we talked a bit about it last week, but the one thing I did kind of confirm was that this, and I'm not necessarily excusing the makeup of this particular Predator, but it does kind of go into the fact that this is he was able to, I think he read an article about people who saw the first 20 minutes of this movie. And they're saying that this is an untested, like adolescent Predator, as I had sort of postulated that they're like, it's like the other ones that we've seen are all like elders, I guess, and have like they're battle scarred and they're all
mature.
I don't want to see. Yes. I don't want to see a backstory of a predator trying to become a predator. That's not what we want from this character. Like, I don't care that he had a hard life. I'm hope he did. So he's a much more efficient killer.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see it, but I understand that you don't. I mean, I'm interested in this. Like, I don't know if Dan Trachtenberg can make.
Well, let's hope they hit all the cliches with it. That he's got a drunken father and everything like that, who abused his mother. He tried to stand up, but couldn't do it.
He's a runt who wants to watch that. I mean, I do. I don't know. It seems like there's potential here, like again, like a warrior who wants, like the ugly duckling. It's the story is all just time in some way, and I understand that people might not want that from this particular this particular franchise. Yeah, like the coming of age or whatever. Like, but again, I think there's potential in it, especially if you're and there's red flags we were talking about earlier. Like there's red flags in it. Like they've tried like mixing the Alien and the Predator universe before, just hasn't worked. Right.
No.
They're
totally completely different.
So here's my thing. My problem with the design of this, and I have not liked Predator since Predator 1. So take that as it is.
You didn't like Predator 2?
No, I haven't cared for any of them since, honestly. But
wow.
My whole thing is it's not freaking hair, and yet it's got the shaved side undercut thing, like the tentacles or tendrils are actually hair. It seems stupid that it's styled that way. Those are not hairs. From what we've seen from every Predator, those are growths that grow out of the head that don't seem to be shaved in any way.
Well, if he's
even if it's
couldn't it be just a product of him being different?
It sure looks like we're just going with the shaved under haircut just for the fuck of it.
I mean, I really kind of hope that they were going to have half the head shaved and the tendrils pushed over. That would have worked. Also, this opens up a new possibility. Does that mean that there are Predator hairdressers out there?
Yep.
That's
so
it's
you go
not
in there
freaking hair. Those are growths from the head. I mean, from the first Predator.
Yeah,
well, that's usually where hair grows from.
The original Predator, they don't look like hair or dreads. They look like tentacles, kind of.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care about the series, but I mean, it just looks like you're doing the, modern day thing with shaved sideburns or shaved side of the hair, like He-Man with what's her face, Tila, and every other lesbian haircut that we're doing now, where you shave under the sides and then throw the dreadlocks back. I mean, that's my problem with it. I honestly don't care because I don't really care about the franchise all that much, but that was my take on the first look at it, is just like, it looks like modern day haircut that they're trying to do on a freaking Predator. So.
Yeah.
Problem homosexualist. I don't get it.
Homosexualist.
Wait, what's a homosexualist? Is that a list of homosexuals? Like Schindler's List, but for gay people?
It's someone who subscribes to the Church of Homosexuality.
Alien versus Predator on the own.
I don't like the look of this at all.
Oh. What did DeBeast say? I wanted to read that. Okay, cool. So keep it to a montage and get to when he's already kicking ass. It looks like trash. Yeah, and the other thing that I learned from this guy is that what we see in the trailer is from like the opening parts of the movie. So it's not really giving away much of anything. And I guess, as I suspected as well, that the monster that we're seeing them battle is not the ultimate, the ultimate adversary, which will likely be an alien.
I would also say that a Predator should probably never be seen in full daylight because it looks horrible.
I don't think
there's a reason that you do movies, especially horror monsters, in the dark, because it hides all of the bad crap about the design of it.
And with Predator, they had a good idea of making him translucent, so you couldn't see him. So it was mysterious.
Correct.
You're not supposed to take characters like this that have a primary... I mean, Predator, I wouldn't even argue, is a character in Predator. It's like a force of nature. It's a problem to overcome. It doesn't get any real characterization, I guess, apart from being a sore loser.
Just a hunter, yeah.
Well, I mean...
And I didn't say I don't like Predator. I said I like Predator. I don't care about the rest of the series.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying
Predator, great.
The original Predator, I'm still saying is great. I'm just saying that to assign a character to something that was never intended to have one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, the original Predator is essentially an affront to American patriotism. Like it's supposed to turn like our like bravado on its head, and it it's kind of like that in response to like our failures in
Vietnam.
So I mean, it makes sense, and again, it's taking shots at American patriotism and the over the top action and machine guns and whatever. So
well, it started off like an 80s commando style movie. That was the point. If they didn't show that spaceship at the beginning, of which I still think was a mistake.
I think you shouldn't have done that either.
Yeah, there's an edit of it out there that someone's done where they've removed a lot of the earlier stuff to do with the Predator. So you think it's like some sort of jungle people or something like that that's doing it until he's finally revealed. It makes the movie a hell of a lot better.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. I do too. I mean, the whole thing is a metaphor for the Viet Cong, of course, but
it's a very political movie because of what it's based on as well, and also the fact that it ends up having 2 politicians in it.
But
I'm just asking questions.
Just questions.
Get to the chopper.
Chopper. Yeah.
But it also goes back to the original point with like Aliens. Like movies were great because they were allegories for something much deeper, but they still told a great story that people could like identify with. 40 years later or whatever. It's like, oh, I totally get that, and it's still relevant.
But they don't trust you to get an allegory anymore.
What's that?
They don't trust you to get an allegory anymore, so it's got to be so on the face,
on the nose.
Yeah.
It's insulting. That is the problem. They've fashioned themselves a generation of stupid people, and then they think everyone is stupid. They're trying to make people stupid with things like TikTok, etc. But at the same time, people are not that stupid. People grow up and they learn to read subtext. So you don't need to be making it so fucking obvious what everything is. You see this with everything these days, and it's really annoying. We are actually
I agree that we can probably read things on it,
You
read
think
things
maybe
deeper. I don't think the younger generations maybe can at some times.
The problem is most young generations can't even read.
That's how they've been raised, is to not dig any deeper. They only take it for face value. So I think that's why the writers who are writing, they are of that generation and they are writing for that generation, don't understand that some people are able to actually understand things beyond the first level.
That is why I will brag all day that my kid falls asleep every night reading. That's my one dad win, is that my kid loves reading books and will fall asleep every night doing it. So
I don't know if you know this about kids, but pretty much all kids fall asleep.
No. Yes. While he's reading.
Oh, thank God! I thought it was just me. No, my kid is my kid that's already born is only like 10 months old, so it's it's a bit early for that, but that's my plan. Absolutely, books and.
Speaking of books, I do want to plug this real quick because Salty's here. He sent me his Silence Do Good book to read. It is the collection of the first 4 issues. So it is awesome. Oh. It's a great book. The cover is nice and shiny.
It's the dude who was on like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, he was on about 3 weeks ago. Yep. But Silence Do Good, it's about young Ben Franklin getting pulled into an AI construct, basically, and like held prisoner.
Sounded like an interesting idea.
It's really cool. It's very different.
100% based on real stories.
Yeah, it's a true account of his life. No, it's really, really well done. The art looks really good. I mean, the art, I'll be honest, the art is not typically my style, but I like the writing, which is keeping me involved. So job really well done, sir.
Yeah, if you didn't put most of the characters with their eyes far apart, Shags just doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's true. Can you make the next one look, all the females need to look like Sid, if you could?
Well, all right, Grant, what are we about to get ourselves into here?
Oh no, just a nice video.
Someone breaking their ankle, no doubt.
Yeah.
Just a nice, simple wall climb. No harness?
Yo,
You don't need one when you're a professional.
This guy gonna break his neck? Like,
no, I wouldn't show something like that on your channel.
Right. He's just finding videos in the pwned.
moving. Yeah, and he's
chat.
moving so gracefully. Like this can't end well. Yeah, I can't.
I'm not gonna watch this.
What's gonna happen?
I can't do this. It makes my bones and my joints ache when I see stuff like this. This is gonna be
What's
horrible.
gonna happen in the next few seconds?
Oh dear God.
No, he makes it. I just wanted to show you a nice video.
Oh!
No, you got to play it. You got to hear the sound. You got to play it.
I'm not gonna listen to this.
I want to hear the sound. It's gonna be a thunk.
And it's a soft.
No,
laugh,
he
right?
survives.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Look at that leg. It doesn't look like it's in the right
It's his
direction.
arm. I think it's his arm because he belly flopped
Yeah, it's
onto
his
the
arm.
ground.
Okay.
Let me hear the noise.
Oh, fuck.
That's not a thunk. That was a bam.
Oh.
It's only what, 3 stories?
Yeah.
Holy
Probably
shit!
Yeah, he only had minor injuries too. So
That's a hell of a crack, man.
Kick Grant.
I think Grant on this show is like Ryan on mine.
I'm glad I didn't watch that. I already injured myself doing gymnastics. I don't need to see other people injure themselves.
Or
I don't
you
need
want to
that
see
visual.
someone's shin pop out of their leg doing gymnastics? I've got a video.
No, please, no.
No.
Not
I
even
already tore my ACL.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
No.
I don't need to watch other people injure themselves.
Must be an American thing, Grant. They don't like.
Yeah, I'll have to get you. I'll have to get you on Happy Hump Day.
No,
Will.
just because like I do stuff that is like semi stupid. If it wasn't for the fact that I've been doing this for years, so seeing people get hurt, it's like that's my fear. Is like doing something that's gonna like break or crack, like
And end up
No.
on the internet on a show like this.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Just reacting to it going,
I mean, the floor was a bit padded, but that didn't really. He
No.
thought he was still harnessed in.
And unless you have like a 3-foot padded mat, like that you're not gonna survive a fall like that.
"Mm."
Yeah, ow. Ugh.
Yeah,
Can't do
without
it.
injury.
Thanks, Grant. You're the best.
Yeah.
Horrible human being.
What? So, I kind of we can sort of end like on this. I wanted to ask about the Trump interview, Brahma, that he did, talking about the
100 days?
the MS-13 on his knuckles, and they got called out saying, "Oh, that was
Yeah,
photoshopped."
Trump's wrong. It's symbolism that means MS-13, but Trump was dead wrong. It does not actually say MS-13 on his knuckles.
But does it actually mean it in symbols?
Yeah, it's gang symbolism that has been translated to MS-13. I mean, most gangs don't literally print their name on their knuckles, but yes,
Right.
the symbolism has been there. And also, we're talking about Maryland Dad. Dude had 3 or 4 hearings for his deportation, and Biden promised him that he would not go to El Salvador because he would be hunted there. The gang that was hunting them is no longer valid, and it really doesn't matter. He's not a citizen of this country. Who cares?
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
care about Biden's promises to a gang member from El Salvador. It's kind of like them throwing the fit about the woman who is deported, and she had 2 kids that, according to apparently, there is still argument about this, about whether you're just born here, you're automatically a citizen. That is still a constitutional question that is going to the Supreme Court. But the woman was not legal. She's being deported. And like a mother would do, she is taking her 2 children with her. That is not us deporting 2 children that are American citizens. That is her deciding not to split up her family. Tom Homan said it during the election. You know,
I remember that.
Well, what do you do when, you know, families are getting deported? Well, if the family wants to stay together, the family can go.
Yeah, they can.
American citizens can go down to another country where the parent is being deported to and deal with it there. I have no problem with anything that's being done here. Yeah, but finish your question. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Will. What are you gonna say?
Just as a Brit watching my country melt while yours is doing what it's doing, I think you've got the right attitude entirely. Fuck them. They're here illegally. That's a crime. Get out.
Yeah.
And take your kids with you. You know, I mean, yeah, okay, technically they're born in America, so maybe they're a citizen. I think that, like you said, it's a constitutional gray area, right?
It's not how the law was written in the intent of that amendment, but that's how it's been interpreted by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has gotten many things wrong, like slavery, civil rights.
Wasn't what it is now, back when the country was founded, you know, so
right.
Immigration wasn't, you know, they couldn't have foreseen the situation that has happened.
Well, you're a Brit and you're in the Philippines.
Yep.
Which of those countries says, hey, if you come over and have a kid, you're automatically a citizen of our country? Because it's none of those countries.
No, I have
no other country on the planet says, if you come over and you're 9 months pregnant and you're from China and you take a cruise or take a flight and then you have a baby, suddenly everybody is a citizen. That's not the way it works anywhere in the world.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand have that. It's the same thing. If you're born in that country, doesn't matter whether your mother stepped foot one day or was stopped at an airport, then you're a citizen of that country.
And then the parents are too?
No, not the
anchor
parents,
babies.
the child is.
Okay. In America, it's the anchor baby situation. You have a baby that is an American citizen, and then suddenly you're a citizen. That's what the interpretation has been.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if that's how they do it in my country, because I haven't been there for a long time, like 8 years.
Sure.
But I have a kid here, and that doesn't.
Sorry, it hasn't changed much in 8 years.
Probably not. I still have to go and update my visa regularly to be here, like every 2 months, until I get my marriage certificate, in which case then I can apply for a residency. But that's not citizenship. I can get dual citizenship for my kid, but that's an application, because right now my kid is a Philippine citizen, supposedly. Right. I assume, you know, the nationality is Filipino, whereas mine is British. So
it's Filipino mother living in the Philippines.
Yep.
Has a baby, Filipino, you know, citizen baby.
Yeah. Me, I'm not.
And you can apply for the double citizenship, but you're not a Filipino citizen, correct?
No, not at all. I'm a tourist by definition, even though I've been here for 8 years, you know. So
it's a lot of that way with a lot of the Asian countries as well. It's extremely difficult to get citizenship. Good luck doing it in Japan. It's practically impossible.
I'm not interested, to be honest.
Yeah, Korea, it's the same thing. Korea is extremely difficult to get citizenship if you're a Westerner.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get. I'm not interested in becoming a citizen here. I don't know if this is where I'll stay for the rest of my life. I might move my family elsewhere if there's somewhere better one day. So I'm not that bothered about that. But for the time being, I'm happy where I am. And if I can get a residency visa as a spouse of a Filipino, then that's fine for me. That'll be enough.
But that's doing it the legal way.
Yeah, I have no intention of. No, you do not want to do that. I have a friend who
don't do things legal way in Philippines.
No,
do it legal way.
I have a friend from Texas who was living here longer than I was. He was managing a bar, and he had not updated his visa for fucking months and months and months. He's had more than 6 months overstay. And it wasn't the first time either. He had a fixer to handle it for him, which you're also not allowed to do. But it's easier than going to this horrifyingly bleak place that is the Bureau of Immigration in the Philippines.
The bureaucracy, yeah.
Yeah, and the bureaucracy here is all paper and pen too. It's ridiculous. It could be a website, but they just haven't thought of that yet. But I guess. But the problem was that my friend, he then got into a fight with a delivery guy who was kind of rude to him on the Filipino version of DoorDash or whatever you have. We have Grab here, which is like Uber mixed with Just Eat or DoorDash or whatever you have. So the guy was like being kind of rude to him, the delivery guy, and my friend had bad temper. So when the food arrived, he went downstairs from his apartment and got into it with this guy, and it came to a fight. And the guy punched him in the face and then flipped on his phone to record my friend's response. So my friend then grabbed him and held him in some kind of hold or whatever. And that then went onto Facebook, and suddenly my friend is persona non grata. It turned out the guy that he had a fight with was the wrong delivery guy. I was delivering to another flat in the area, another apartment. So my friend had a fight with a guy for no reason. So that wasn't a good look. Then they discovered that he had all this overstay on his visa, and the immigration here have their ICE, basically their own police, who came and arrested him. And because there's a lot of corruption in the Philippines, from what I heard, and this is not first-hand experience, of course, but from what I heard, there'd been a case recently where a bunch of Chinese lottery scammers had been basically first-classed out of the country back to China, like as in they'd been given every kind of luxury on the way out.
Right.
And so there was a bit of a investigation going on into the department. So they made an example of my friend. So they threw the book at him, and he was locked in a cell in an office building in the city and just forgotten about, like memory hold. He was there. He was on his own. He was allowed to leave his cell. He just wasn't allowed to leave the floor of the building. He could order food to be delivered. He had internet. It was ridiculous, but he couldn't leave, and he was stuck there for a year before finally someone he got a lawyer, and the whole thing happened, and he ended up getting deported back to Texas with supposedly the right to come back in 6 months, but he still isn't back. That was 2 years ago.
I understand it's your friend. I don't agree with the year with no. I don't agree with the year with no hearing. But the fact that he got deported after not obeying the laws of the country, I mean, even if the fight was fake and staged and recorded for whatever,
it was a stitch up. He was trying to make.
If he didn't do the paperwork, then I mean, that's the same thing we're dealing with here. Where I think yes, you should not be in the country if you're not staying here or abiding by the laws. I don't agree with the year in prison before he got deported.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's where the argument here is kind of, they're saying no due process. It's like the due process is you're not here legally.
That's not, you've waived your right.
You have no due process. You're not here legally. Get out.
So I'm not, and none of us ever were saying this is unfair. You shouldn't do this to him. Like deport him. We all knew that he was going to get deported. We were saying, hurry up and fucking deport him. He's been wasting away in a cell for a year.
Right.
We knew. We all said, dude, you broke the fucking rules. We kept telling you not to do that. You're going to get caught eventually and kicked out. But the year in a prison cell, that's the part that's like, don't fuck around with stuff like this in the Philippines or in Asia in general, because that's why people are like, oh, that Vitaly guy, oh, he's going to go sit in a prison cell with 300 people in it. I'm like, probably not. Probably not. He'll probably disappear.
Yeah. Well, and that's the kind of what always is funny to me about this whole thing is that people act like the U.S. is like the only person like deporting people or like hunting people down that are overstaying visas. And it's like,
almost every country is stricter than we are about it.
Yeah. And and that to me is like where, like when I talk to people, I'm like, you have to understand like every country is defending their borders in some way. And like people are like, oh, we're going to Canada because Trump was elected. And like, there's been videos of people in Canada being like, okay, well, first of all, we have borders, and we have all these laws and blah, 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 blah. And like, they're like telling them like, it's not so great as you think it is here. Like they're like, in a lot of ways it's shittier here than it is in America. So,
well, it's not just that. It's, you can ask us if you can come to Canada.
Right.
It's not, you just get to move to Canada. That's not how almost any country on the planet works. It's not just you get to move here because you decided you don't like the U.S.
Yeah, it's so entitled, isn't it? It's
Yes.
just this mentality the whole world revolves around.
The mentality of the left, especially here in America, is, well, we're Americans, we can go anywhere. So no, you can't. I mean, that is exactly what we're trying to argue is countries have borders and you can't just go wherever the hell you want because you want to. Sure, celebrities may be able to.
Yeah.
You know, Tom Hanks going to Australia, Rosie O'Donnell going to Ireland.
Yeah.
But a normal person, no.
No.
Most
No, you have
countries
to
have
apply.
immigration rules just like we used to.
Well, and this here, like, I do see what you're saying, and this is kind of like what I was going to sort of get to / end on, is that my problem with a lot of the shit that's going on is that, and I said this months ago, the news surrounding this stuff is so it's so partisan, because it's like you have one side that is just taking shots at the other side and not really getting to like what is actually happening. Like, again, explaining it as this whole family's not getting deported. It's just this person, and they're taking the kids with them because they need to, or like also
They're parents. They have the right.
right. So
Presumably.
we don't, I find it so difficult sometimes to understand like what's happening, especially with the MS-13 on the knuckles. Like, okay, it doesn't specifically say on there, but there's symbolism on there that is pointing to that. That's an important detail that people should know, that like for whatever reason is just people are using this as an opportunity to take Trump down and make him look really bad.
I'm not in a gang, but we are all aware of what gang signs are, right?
Yeah, of course. You have them.
I mean,
I don't imply that you're not in the gang.
Tattoos especially, specifically are symbolizing, you know, who you're affiliated with.
Yeah.
When you can interpret from the FBI and ICE every single symbol on his knuckles.
Yeah, I understand that they are, but like the message isn't being communicated. Like, he's not wrong in what he said.
The message is being communicated. It's just not being communicated by the mainstream media.
That's what I mean. It's like, but that's what people are listening to, and that's
you're getting the same story from them as you always do. It's Trump bad. He got somebody out of the country that shouldn't have been gone. The guy had 3 hearings before being deported.
And even Trump's response to the whole thing with him, like him getting called out by the news, you know, they're technically wrong here. And then he goes into this like, hey, you're getting a break of a lifetime. Like I picked you to do this interview. It's like, dude, this isn't how you go about it. You're making yourself look like a horse's ass. Like, I know that's like Trump's
He's
thing.
always done that.
Right. But it would have been very nice if Trump had been, I will criticize Trump here. He said, it literally said MS-13. It did not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as I'm a supporter, he should have his facts right. The symbolism was interpreted to MS-13 by every law enforcement agency that dealt with the guy. The guy also had accusations that he had beaten his girlfriend or wife, who is the father of the kids. But, I mean, ultimately, I don't care about that as much as I care about get the guy out.
Right.
I mean, he broke the law. He's a member of a gang. Get him out.
If you've established a 0 tolerance policy on something like that, then that's black and white.
The bleeding heart bullshit about this is absolutely retarded. If the guy's a member of one of the most notorious gangs on the planet, I don't care what his actual details are. He doesn't need to be here, especially if he's here illegally. He's broken the law in one way, and then he's broken the law in many other ways. The one where he came over illegally is enough to say, get him the hell out of our country. And I'm tired of the liberals and the leftists defending these people, saying that, they should have due process. They're not a citizen. I don't care about due process to somebody who is not a citizen.
That's what you have to be a citizen in order to benefit from things like due process.
Yes, that's what a citizen is.
Exactly.
But who's going to mow my lawn? Who's going to mow my lawn?
I don't care.
I love that.
Pay the correct wage to get somebody to mow your lawn, or do it your freaking self.
Or who's going to clean our toilets?
I love that. I love it.
I've
when they
cleaned
do
my
that.
toilets my whole life.
Yeah.
Once again, it just reveals what they actually think of these people that they're supposedly bleeding heart for.
Yep.
They just think, oh, I see who's going to be my underclass that I can underpay to do menial tasks for me.
100%.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, the left really does reveal itself in every one of those statements. Between Kathy Hochul saying that blacks can't get a freaking license, to every other person saying, well, who's going to clean our toilets? Who's going to pick our crops? It's like, okay, so you're just revealing the exact same thing that was your mentality during slave labor.
Yeah.
Because that's who picked your crops. That's who cleaned your toilets. I mean, they're literally stuck in the same mentality that they were for the last 300 or 400 years. And they don't recognize it because they are so blind to their actual racism that it's like, you really don't think a black person can get a freaking license? I mean, how many videos on YouTube are of, some guy going up and asking black people, do you know how to get a license? Yeah, I've had one since I was 16.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And then there's a leftist Democrat that's like, no, there's no way they could possibly do it. They don't have access to the internet or the DMV. I mean, they are too stupid to do anything. And we're the racists. It's
because you don't need an ID to get freaking alcohol or cigarettes. It's like,
right.
Yep.
Do these things like people don't go out and drink or buy cigarettes or do things that you need to do as an adult with an ID?
Yeah, but they're all buying Lucy's and getting arrested for that in New York. So,
what's a Lucy?
Single cigarette.
A single cigarette.
Yeah.
From somebody selling them not in a retail pack. It was.
We just call them fags over here, or diaries.
Yeah, we call them fags in England too. Cigarettes.
Funny.
And technically, YouTube can't come after you for that, even if I say it, because I'm British.
There you go.
But it really is, it is, we have all said it many, many times over the past few years, but it really is the exact same sentiment that they had during slavery. I mean, and there's no denying it.
Yeah.
The parties didn't switch. None of that BS happened. They were always against the Civil Rights Act. It was the Republicans. Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican president. The Emancipation Proclamation. And, they will say that the party switched, and it's like, no, they didn't.
I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Where the fuck?
But it really is the same thing that they've been doing for a couple hundred years.
Well, I mean, if you're on the side of slavery, of course you'd want to say, no, we switched. That was you guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, that's as close as I come to a rant. So, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was about to call you Jesse Bull, the common bull. No, man, I think it's a good place to end it. We're hitting our 3.5 hour mark, which is about my bedtime. I'll say, I just want to thank the chat because it always surprises me the amount of people we get like watching at this hour. Like it's 1 o'clock in the morning for me in Mountain Time, and it's like 3 a.m. in the East Coast. It's midnight in the West Coast. Was it like it's like afternoon for you, Will? Like
5 p.m. for me and 3 for Will.
It's 3 in the afternoon for me. Yeah.
So it's much appreciated that you guys are all here. We appreciate you guys showing up week after week. And Will, thank you for joining on short notice. Grant, thanks for reaching out. No, it's been fun, man. You're welcome back anytime. We'll definitely reach out again and have you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, bud.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, all of you guys.
What do you got coming up? Let some people know what we got coming up this week.
So. In about 6 hours' time, I'll be live again for my regular show, WTF Live, where me and Ryan and Problematic White Guy break down all the pop culture news and bullshit and take the piss out of each other and everything that's going on in pop culture and video games. bit of Doctor Who in there as well, because I'm one of the last channels that still covers Doctor Who. So we'll be roasting the ever-loving shit out of that as well, as that show careens towards cancellation. Other than that,
it'll never die. It will just regenerate to some other garbage.
Something like that. I don't know. They don't want to let it die, but it's not making them any money, so it's a bad idea. But yeah, then other than that, I have daily streams at 7 p.m. Eastern American time. That's Hyperdrive time, where it's just me. I talk about news and stuff. And other than that, videos. And then on Sundays, Who TF Cares, which is a dedicated Doctor Who stream.
Awesome.
Thanks
you
very
and
much
Jesse,
for having me.
Yeah, man. You and Jesse are keeping the Doctor Who train running and talking about it on a weekly basis. So,
and I go on both shows. Yeah.
You need to get back on Sunday, Grump.
Yeah, I've got the last episode to catch. I hadn't watched any of it yet, any of the newer stuff. I was going to wait to watch it with Jesse and Sunker and that, but they don't really want to watch it because apparently they have this thing called common sense. Yeah.
The only reason I watch it at all now is because I promised my audience I would save them from watching it. So
we tried getting through like the first 20 minutes of the first episode of the second season on Saturday night, and I was already half tired. And Sunker's like, "I'm not doing this. If he falls asleep on me, I'm not doing this by myself. This fucking sucks." I was really like 15 minutes into the first episode.
You didn't miss much. That whole episode's plot was only there so that they could get the line out, Planet of the Incels.
Incels, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then in the second episode, they literally mentioned our hashtag RIP Doctor Who in the episode, meaning they broke the fourth wall completely.
But they all thought we looked like white women.
They all, Oh, their modern audience was in there, yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
They know a planet of incels would not actually last like any generation.
Well, technically, it's incorrect. It was only the planet of the incel. There was only one of them, and he was the robot overlord. So
that's true, yeah.
Who wanted to be with a woman so badly he cut off half of his body, the important part?
Yeah. Got himself cybernetically. Fuck this. I don't even want to explain it to you.
Yeah, we talked about that last night on Mad's channel.
Yeah.
Jesse, what do you got coming up, brother?
I've got the morning prep at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time for that one tomorrow. Thursday night, Is It Good with me and Sunker Maiden. I think we're going to be reviewing Devil May Cry. Yeah, one of the classic ones from like the original Japanese one that she says is really good. We also might end up watching the Netflix one just to compare it to the shit that came out on that one. Probably going to be forcing her to watch Ironheart in January or in June just because I'm an evil, rotten son of a bitch. Yeah, I know. I'm really mean. Friday, we've got $5 Fridays where you can come keep me in the chair as long as you want. Friday night comic shop talk 8 to 30 p.m. Central Standard Time over on 30 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel. And then Saturday night right now, temporarily, our Doctor Who review show is on Saturday night because Sunker's got a game on Sundays right now, so that'll be for about the next 3 weeks. So we've got we just started series 9, so we've got episodes 3 and 4 of that or actually just episode 2 next week because it took us so long to get through episode 1. Sunday 2 p.m. Bible study and then video game streams on Sunday nights for right now until we get Doctor Who switched back around. So yeah, come check me out. Come subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come subscribe to the new Common Nerd channel because we're almost to 1,900 subscribers again on our second channel. So come check that out.
Lovely.
Sweet. Raiken, what do you got coming up, brother?
Probably gonna be playing a lot more Oblivion until I get tired of it, and then I'll probably move on to Expedition 33 after that over on Rumble. Not much besides that at the moment. I gotta get other stuff figured out outside of streaming. So
you probably said this before, but did you get in the partnership program or not?
Yeah, I'm in the partner program. The second month just ended, so I'm going to see how well that's going to be.
Got your hours and everything?
Everyone's monetized but me.
Oh, the hours were easy to meet for me. Well, I think it was only 200 hours that you need to meet for the month.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Tell us how it goes.
Yeah, I'll update you guys next week once we see how things finish off for this month.
Nice.
Should know by tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. Grant.
So we got this weekend. We got FAP on, so Full Aussie Podcast. And we've got a midweek hump where we watch some videos similar to what we did earlier on. If you want to see some leg breaks, Indians versus trains. Spoiler alert, they never win. The trains always win. People trying to play with crocodiles. It's the show for you.
That's classic, man. Spoilers, they never win. Sorry, you got me. I don't know. Just tickled me, that one.
And Brahma, what's coming up for you?
Tomorrow I may or may not be on Comics Channel. Friday, Ascend and Art. Saturday, we will be doing Bourbon and Boarding and maybe a watch along, or it may be a postmortem on my team, the Colorado Avalanche. Sunday morning, I do the political show, The Bullpen, with Little Chad, and then the typical week, Monday with comics, Tuesday with Mad's new channel, which is actually called Mad's new channel. We've been having fun over there. You guys should check it out and go sub, because he's starting from scratch again, because his first channel got everything it needed to be monetized, but he was not allowed to be monetized. So we're doing it again. We're doing it live.
Doing it live.
And Shags froze up again.
Oh no.
Shags, what do you got coming up?
Zip.
Not a damn thing. Clearly not his internet. Clearly his internet is not coming up in any time shape or form.
Am I back?
Yep.
They're back. Oh my God. Sorry guys. Yes. Of course that's not right when we're cutting it out. But thank you guys for everything tonight. We'll be continuing Expedition 33 tomorrow morning.
I won't be watching because you're
make sure you check
me.
in with the channel. I'll be on. I know. So yeah, come back on Twitch on here. I don't stream on Rumble for the games, but yeah, Expedition 33 tomorrow. I'm doing a lot of stuff to prepare for a new job. I am sending out applications, a couple every week. I'm currently running the unemployment game right now, so it is a lot of fun. Yay!
Nice.
But yeah, support all these guys. Support the channel if you can. Hit the like button on the way out if you would be so kind. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, we'll be back next week, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And like I said, Will, it's great to meet you and had a lot of fun. So see everyone.
Good fun.
Yeah, we'll see everyone next week. Take it easy. Take care of one another. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Night.
I like to put stuff online.